whenever the recording starts. And there it is. All right, so last session you dealt with the immediate fallout of Tomas's attempted assassination of Fergus. Though Fergus was gravely wounded, Freya tracked down and confronted Tomas, who was trying to get into the vault, right up until the point that he saw that she had the crown. Shortly after their combat ensued, though, more backup arrived, and Tomas fled via a teleportation item. While Fergus was convalescing, searches went on, and they found a teleportation circle within Tomas's room, carrying with it the implicit implication, I can say words, that he's the one that let the Drow assassins in during the moot. After Fergus took some time to recover, Taskell learned from the heads of the temple that the courts had presided, and outside of Fergus himself, of course, all heirs to the throne of Dammerhall have now been declared null and void, meaning that Fergus has to produce an heir himself. Otherwise, if he dies, there will be no more heirs to Dammerhall, and chaos ensues. Upon hearing this news, Fergus immediately got Ivy to shoot him with his incorporeal bow to try to hit something inside his body, with the possibility that a natural one would instantly kill him. Thankfully,
I ain't afraid about leaving heirs.
But we got the opposite.
Thankfully, it did not kill him, and instead you got a sample of a strange material of some kind that Freya has been investigating. Transitioning into kingdom building, there's been expanses of military, hunt for animals, improved diplomacy with the Freelings, who have now, via treaty, acquired their own territory, which now has a dwarven trade road running through it.
We had a talk with HR. We all love the Freelings now, right? Right.
Yes, we love the Freelings.
I mean, you guys could just kill him. I'm not going to stop you. God.
I'm just poking fun.
I mean, they're very multiracial, so it's like a diplomatic thing, not a...
Yes, diverse.
Yeah, they ain't dwarves.
Freya also traveled out to the Sunless Sea, discovering that Dinport is not quite as it once was, with a powerful cult rapidly spreading through the populace. Though she did meet with Captain Hellspit and cut a deal with him to contract his pirates as privateers, operating in and around Port Eversteam. Give you guys a little naval option as well, though perhaps not a stable military. And that was the bulk of it, as I remember. It's weird. It was only a week before last like normal, but it feels like longer. Is that just me? Or...
Sorry, what was that?
No,
I said
me
it-
too. It feels like it was a long time.
Yeah, I felt like it took a lot longer to get to this session than the last one, but we didn't really have any skips.
Yeah, no, because we didn't have a session last week because Loki was gone, but that would have been Michael's game anyway, and now we're back to mine. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you're on this end of it.
Mm-hmm. Weird. All right. So the question for this week, before I move you over to kingdom building, is pitch me a name for a dwarven fortress.
Minas Tirith.
That one's already taken, Cope.
Mines of Moria.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you, Cope.
Fort Flagstone.
All right, that's on the board.
Come on, guys. We got better than that.
All I could picture is Fergus being a little shit and calling it the taint.
All right, the taint.
I think we've established clearly that Fergus isn't good at naming things. I think this is like a canon event in his life at this point.
But that's only if it comes with the drawbridge feature that you could call it the Fleshy Fun Bridge.
Oh God.
Like him as a dad in the future. This is my child, Steve.
God, you're lucky you didn't name a fortress the Taint before the moot. Why shouldn't Fergus be king? Exhibit A, he named a fortress the Taint. And he designed a very special battering ram, which he insists is called your mom.
I mean, your dad.
I will go with a runestone keep.
Gotcha.
All it makes me think of is he calls it the Taint in passing, and everyone tries to fancy it up to make it not sound so awful. Oh yes, that is the Tiante Keep.
I like that now. I'm voting for that.
It's a Corsiconian expression.
All right, just need something from Taskell and Thrum. Bar's not high here. We literally have one just called the Taint.
Mug Boldhar. Spell that however you think it should be, so it sounds like that.
Say it again.
Can't. It's coming gone.
I'm surprised Michael didn't go with Fort Stormbrew.
There you go. Stormbrew Peak.
No, it's the forehand thing. It's that area is called maybe the Wound Pass.
Kind of
Could
quiet.
Could you speak up a little bit?
That is it on the wrong fucking microphone.
Oh, that's even further away.
Mhm.
He has like 10 microphones attached
Sir,
to his computer.
please come back to the light.
Oh, that was probably just the one in the room next door.
Mhm.
Thrum doesn't know what to call it
that
either.
should
He just
still
calls
be
it
the
the
fucking-
There
Fort
it goes.
That's that one. Huh. Didn't even change anything on it.
You're sounding better now.
Mhm.
Just got really quiet for a sec there.
Now, if it's as I was saying, if it's the fort I'm thinking of, that area was leading to the World Wound, so maybe the Woundhold Pass. Just the fort.
All right, say that again one more time for me.
It's the fortress I'm thinking of that we're naming. Then it was at the tunnel leading to the World Wound, so the Woundhold Pass.
Woundhold Pass. Okay. Wanted to make sure because I thought it was World Hole Pass.
I mean,
And
it's
that-
the taint, but
Yeah.
No, the World Hold Pass is right below the Tang.
Okay,
depends
go
on
through the world
interpretation.
hole and right into the depths.
No, is the Taint and its sister keep the Grundle?
Grundle. Watchtower Grundle.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go report back to old Grundle.
All right. So you guys over there.
Listen, some of you missed it. On Sunday, we had a bunch of random discussions about all kinds of things, and
Mhm.
now we got through actual discussions of stuff, and now it's time for silly business.
Yeah.
Well, Grundle does kind of have a fantasy ring to it, but only because it sounds so much like the monster from Beowulf.
From Grendel.
Grendel, yeah.
Would that just be the name of the fort commander? Commander Grundle?
The Grundle Jack.
I'm going to quickly check the channel.
Incredible
I'm trying to remember if you guys did actions at the end of the last session.
Oh, now
Shout
you're
out to
now you're
anyone
really quiet,
listening
Jabba.
to this who's ever played Way of the Wicked. You'll know who. The 0% of people who are ever going to see this recording who have both seen this and have also played through past. Well, they would only need to play the first session, huh?
Yeah.
To get
Technically.
introduced to Grumblejack.
Although the question is, will they have really gotten his name if they sacrificed him in the escape?
Yeah, those assholes. They don't know Grumblejack like I know Grumblejack.
He's worth saving, for sure. All right, so where do we pick up from?
Yeah, I'm quickly checking the video from last time. I was
Ah,
trying to remember
gotcha.
if you guys did actions at the end of the last one or not.
Play the elevator music, Crunk.
We gotta get a crunk to pull our levers and shit.
Also to say yeah, what, and okay.
Just start hiring hype men.
You say that like royalty doesn't already do that.
Mm-hmm.
They just call them court jesters.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like you guys haven't done actions for season 2, year 6 yet.
Then I will say at some point before we do our actions, I do want to schedule some kind of meeting with Ivy.
All right.
I
Unless-
don't know if anyone else wants to do anything that's not.
Yeah, it's up to them.
You said season 2?
Okay, yeah.
Also, do you guys want to use one of those dwarven fort names he just brainstormed on TBD fort down here?
Fort Taint, but we're gonna pronounce it the other way.
Gonna pronounce it Tiante.
Fort Tiante.
I'd still prefer Fort Flagstone personally.
I'm down
Yeah,
for Flagstone.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I feel like this is like an in-character thing. Like Fergus suggests that. Thrum tries to gussy it up, and everyone's like, "No, we're not naming it that. We already called the Council of Idiots." Goddamn.
It looks
Damn
like the
it.
middle finger has already lost its charm.
When outsiders come in and they try and pronounce it, it's gonna be quite the giggle.
I mean, it would be really weird to get the orders, attack the taint, charge the taint.
Oh,
You
God.
guys are just psyching
It
yourselves
would
up for this now.
demoralize the other forces.
But I'm still Fort Flagstone. I'm still Fort Flagstone.
Yeah, I think Flagstone.
All right.
So you just want to go forward to the thing with
out
Ivy?
of character. I'm listening, but I'm AFK. I gotta do tucking.
Gotcha. Sure. You can just go ahead unless anyone else says anything. Doesn't sound like it.
I'm still trying to debate what I'm going to do for this season.
All right. Then at some point, I'm going to invite Ivy into my office up there in the college.
Mm-hmm.
Have her sit down. Say, thank you for meeting with me. It's funny we hardly ever get to talk to each other anymore. It's a shame I'm about to ask you to do something that might make our conversation a bit less enjoyable.
Listen, if it's about assassinations, I'm negotiable.
I need your expertise, Ivy, but not in that particular way.
God damn it, I never get to use this thing, she says, holding one of those poison drow short swords.
I need you to dig up any dirt you can find on Clan Shalebrew. Anything scandalous or compromising. I want to approach them to secure an endowment from them, much like the other clans, but I need to make sure that they stay loyal.
Pretty strong arm of you, Freya. Is this in an official capacity? Because something like this I would have to run up the chain to Fergus.
Well, frankly, I don't know what Fergus would think. I'm prepared to justify myself for the council if needed, but I prefer it not, of course, be a public matter. What's the point of blackmail if it's a public matter?
Right, of course, but it's also about how many resources that I pull in for research. We've got spy rings and information networks established within Dwarven society to help out, but every agent that you pull to put on something is possibly having to burn them. I can do it. I'm just letting you know all the cards on the table.
Okay. I just need to make sure the Clan Shalebrew will come on board. I think I have a good pitch, but as you know, their history of contrarianism and volatility, even if I do get them on board, how do I ever guarantee that they're going to stay on board when I need them most?
Makes sense. I assume this is for your College of Runeworks.
I think it would be the most apt use of the money.
Pulling a lot of resources to this.
To the defense of the city? Of course I am.
Yeah, no, I'm just making conversation. As you said, we don't talk as much anymore.
She would kind of lean back in her chair and she'd say, well, frankly, I wasn't expecting to find you so willing. Kind of gave a chuckle.
Hey, I'm the master of moles. Supposed to get information on everyone.
Well, thank you, Ivy. Yes, we can keep it in a official capacity, but obviously only between those within our council.
All right.
Once we have Shalebrew locked down, it'll be just another step forward into defending Dammerhall the right way, and another step further away from ever having to use. And then I would pull out the crown and just kind of present it.
Yeah, not on the topic of spycraft there, Freya, but how are you doing about points of the crown that doesn't seem to be leaving your side a whole lot?
As far as I see it, there's no reason for more than one of us to poison our minds by using this thing. Moreover, if we keep it in that vault, that's exactly where people are going to be looking. But now Tomas knows. So I think I'm going to hand it off.
All right. I trust you. Just making sure you're doing all right. It's been
Fine. What do you think? I'm not fine?
It's just been a stressful couple of years, with the building and the politics and the several consecutive assassination attempts.
And the jelly monster and the 2 dragons.
Yeah. I'll just perform a quick insight for Ivy here. Okay, I'm run. She rolled a 4. Yeah, well, a lot going on.
Well, I'll appreciate your cooperation going forward in this matter. I don't foresee myself having to use these tactics on many more of the clans. They seem to have a much more logical methodology than these shale brews.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll get some people on it and look into it. I'll let you know if I'm able to dig up anything concrete.
Thank you, Ivy.
With that, she'll take her leave. All right. Is there anything else people wanted to do?
I am at some point going to, during this cycle, I'm gonna go up to Nolgrim, and I'm going to hand him off the crown, basically explaining Tomas saw that I'm carrying it. If he spreads that information, then they'll be coming for me when they're looking for it. Keep it on your person, but don't use it. Come to me if there's a threat that needs to be used. Give that same logic that I told Ivy. No use in more than one of us getting corrupted by this thing. Whatever it's doing, it's not good. But I've already put it on.
How are you doing with that? Have you noticed any difference?
No side effects yet, but it's hard to explain. When you put it on, you know that something's wrong.
But no problems of it just being on my person or in my hand, for example?
I haven't had anything noticeable from that
Okay, well.
combo.
Nope. Not that you've known.
Yep. Just making sure.
Okay, I'll take care of it. I'll keep it safe. No, go then see to gain a special pouch just to basically have it at his side at all times.
Mm. All right. Nolgrim's got the crown.
I've got the football.
Mm-hmm.
It has been handed off.
We should all wear those pouches just so it's just like a shell game.
Might not be a bad idea. If we have this problem again in the future, then they never know who really has it.
I always like the idea of a magic item that it's several bags of holding that all link to the same holding space.
Mm.
That's kind of counter to what we want, though. We don't want them
Yeah.
to be able to just take any of them and find it.
True.
But yeah, it's a cool idea.
Are we doing kingdom actions now?
If there's no other scenes.
Oh, I'm good.
All right. Kingdom actions. And don't forget, we implemented that rule last time that lets you split your officer die if you want to do two things that just have to be two different things.
I think this round, Nolgrim's going to focus on getting some moose maulers now that we have a drow fort nearby and a particularly mithril mine, so he wants to...
Yeah, so just so you know, the stuff I have written down is gem tech research, knightly orders, soul reconstruction, golem foundry construction, runic mortar training, building a tunnel to the world wound, Fergus's potion-based magic project, and diplomatic bonding with the freelings are the things that currently have progress on them.
Was that from last session?
Yeah.
Or,
So,
I mean,
like
not last session, but last season?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like the runic mortars are at 2d4 of their normal.
Oh, the 2D... Oh, we don't have the... Wait, no, we got the mortars.
Yeah, but you were building a second unit according to this. Am I wrong? You can just scrub progress if you want to set it back up.
I'm good. I'm good to have them. They're at 1d4.
Mhm.
Let me start with the moose.
All right.
Maulers just to try to get them down. Yeah. Well. All right. I'll put 1d4 towards the mortar and then 1d6 towards the moose. See if I could get some progress.
Let's see. Okay, so you're a D10, so it would be a D4 and a D6.
Right. So a d4 towards the mortar.
All right.
Is that industry?
Yeah.
And then Forge District.
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone Military Academy.
Sure.
And I think that's good. All right. I got a 10 with a D8 kicker.
And the result is a 7 there, so you get your other runic mortar.
All right. And now for the moose. 1d6 for Milgram. What would that be for attributes? Might or
Probably
industry?
might.
Okay.
Because the runic mortars were industry because it was artificing.
Yeah. Would I be able to, since the Hall Forge are the ones with the ranch, would I get their help?
Helm and Guard, you mean?
Oh, so blue is Hall Forge. Okay.
Yeah. But see,
Okay. But that's us.
Sorry, Hall Forge is you. Yeah, so you can use the Deep Mooch Ranch asset.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That works. Is that one at? Oh, 1d8 or 1d6. Right. Military Academy. Any opposition to using the weapon stockpile to get these things outfitted?
I'm good. You're fine to use it, I think.
Let's see how this do. All right, that would be a 15 with a D10 or a D12 kicker.
So that's a 14, but the 9 kicker, so you do manage to make it. Instead of D12 kicker. All right, so it looks like the weapon stockpile helps clear the day there. So you actually do manage to construct them in a single season.
I could imagine there's a lot of excitement for that.
Yep. Okay, so it appears me in the past forgot to prepare a token for these, even though I have the stat block ready. So this is what we'll do until next session. But here. I always forget something. But here's a temporary moose token until I can get you to do one. You should be able to tell the difference there.
Yeah.
All right, that's Nolgrim.
I'm probably just gonna keep working on that project I was working on with the trying to make an automated like potion system. Like,
yep,
it kind of takes out some of the guesswork for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have the thing calculated in here. I'm not sure if Gemtech would work, but it rolled a 1 anyway, so I have to drop it. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
So it looks like 10.
And I got 7. So.
And I have a D8 in there for reducing it.
So it's now at 2d4 progress.
Cool.
And was that your? Yep, that was your full new one.
Yep.
All right.
I feel like he doesn't have like a lot of energy right now with the whole metal inside of him. So
very fair.
Was that the last one on the human trade deal?
This is the last. I think this is the last season on the human trade deal. I'm probably gonna have to renegotiate soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm gonna have to get some dirt on the guy that I talked to before, since he kind of put us through the ringers there.
Only on your back room deal.
Yeah. That's why I need dirt on him.
Mm-hmm.
Gumbo, remind me what these purple circles represent.
Oh, that's what Kenneth was putting on there to show the ones that you guys already did the survey.
Yeah.
Surveys on. Okay. And I remember last session I'd asked which direction I thought I could find either bullets or sturges. I don't remember.
Bullets.
And that was this direction? Well, this new measuring tool is very different. Is that right?
The opposite direction. Yeah, it was
Oh.
away from the Sunless Sea.
Okay, that's right. Away from the water, land sharks and such.
Mhm.
All right. If I split, can I survey these two sections?
Yep. All right, no rolls there. So this little one here appears to be no particular resources of note, other than that there is a vast increase in the number of tracks related to orcs, like you had found in the south.
Mm-hmm.
High traffic area. Find similar tracks in the other cavern, in addition to a local bullet population.
Oh, hell yeah.
I had to use the stag symbol because there's no bullet symbols.
No, you should have just had a bullet, like an actual gun bullet, just as
Or-
to
Or a bullet bill.
Do
From
a
Mario.
shark fan.
All things for next time.
Yep, that
dirt
works.
shark do 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 do.
So, we do have that remaining Drow assassin captive, I believe.
Mhm.
Do we want to?
I said it's no action to interrogate him, by the way.
Okay. Do we want to verify that he was acting on the behalf of the? What's the Drow Kingdom? Is it just
Oh, I have this written down. You would know the name, but it's a funny elven word I wrote down, so
Mm.
it slips out of my brain.
Because if the evil twin brought them, it could have been a false flag, and it feels like it'd be important to verify that before we launch an attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll drop in the chat before I say it out loud.
Do you think you can get anything out of that?
Yeah, I don't think we know how to break this mind control. Maybe if we have someone go and try to
Well-
consult those people.
What do you mean mind control? Because last time we just needed to regenerate his tongue. I needed to cast Zone of Truth and then hit him with a series of command.
I thought you were talking about he's similar and like brainwashes fucking when we were in that that hallway with the intellect devourers.
The other drow assassin did have a brain, and it was
Yeah.
definitely not an intellect devourer.
So it could also be that they might be connected in some way to those goddamn bastards in the water. So
Well,
if we can communicate with those people that are again, I'm pretty sure people have access to sending. They can literally just rest a night and send a message to them, be like, "Hey, so how do we tell if somebody's brainwashed by the what are they called? Those
Aboleths?
the evil whales,
Aboleths.
aboleths, yeah."
Also, in case you're wondering, all right, so the Drow nation is the dark city of Teriasis in the underrealm of Quildrafel.
So the realm is called Quildrafel. So, like, if he was, would
Yes.
it be would asking along the lines of, "Are you an agent of Quildrafel?" Would that be the sort of verification?
Either Quildrafel or Teriasis, because it's a city-state much like Dammerhall. So
Okay.
either one.
Okay.
That's information you guys would know. I just always forget the names because even though I made up, as you can tell, I went full elfie with them, and
We also need to take some time and actually go into the wizard tower and figure out what the hell's going on there. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't look like they came in through there, but he's been far too quiet for someone as crazy as he is.
and 8 of them did go in there. Well, 7 because there was 1 dead outside.
Yeah, so I think we should also honestly start because we can't really just send people in there and expect them to figure things out. The guy's too strong for that. We might need to go in ourselves. So maybe before
It's
next
time.
season.
All right. That's one question for the captive.
Dungeon crawl. Dungeon crawl.
So here is an agent of the Dark City. Do you have any? If he says no, we could ask him if he has any connections to the Aboleths, because they're one of the factions we know of that does heavy mind control.
How'd you come to work for? What's your brother's name again?
Tomas.
Tomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind, Taskell and Freya still haven't done their kingdom actions yet. If you guys are thinking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
We were just brainstorming while we're waiting for
Yeah.
people to decide things.
No, any order you guys choose. I'm here to referee, not direct. So.
I am continuing rebuilding the Golem Foundry.
All right.
Damn, look at all those rolls.
Mm-hmm. High chances of success here.
He's got at least a 17.
All right, so the high roll here for the Golem Foundry is a 12. So
that succeeds.
That succeeds.
You can honestly use your D10 to make it a better success because you don't really need your 9.
Well, yeah, I have to decide that before I roll. But either way, the D10 of the Heart of the Mountain up there, or Freya herself, will push it to be completed.
Beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. Let's get to work.
All right. Let me make a little asset here for you.
I'm sorry, did you say ass hat?
Yes, ass hat, little ass hat.
A little ass hat.
It's pink and it's plush and it's got little hairs on it and there's a little lever in the brim that you pull.
I mean, I hate to ruin it for you, but don't we already have fanny packs? Those are an ass hat if I've ever heard of one.
I once got called a no talent ass hat. Or ass clown. That's what it is.
Ass clown. That's way better than ass hat. They got your ass with ass clown.
Hell yeah, they did.
All right, so the Golem Foundry is a very powerful asset restored to its original state. It's a D12. However, to have it be running optimally, it will increase the budget by 2. But it's a D12 asset if you do choose to have it running.
Sounds worth it to me. Convenient with the others. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, that might help with my getting that automated potion thing going because, golems and automation.
Yeah. I'm already working on stuff for like drones and stuff that I've sent Gamba and Cope, so.
Because as far as like overall grand plan, like the potion thing would be good as like a narrative thing for like, hey, I invented this thing that can help people because potions can get made faster and probably lower the cost. But also that means we can craft them faster and supply our troops with life-saving things if we need to shore up their defenses.
Right. 1 moment here. Be right with you. All right. Nope. Okay. Okay, so that's the Golem Foundry up and running. That's Freya's action.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from your old Dodd?
Well, now that we've got at least that fortress up and running,
Mm-hmm.
really more of a border fort. start construction of one on the other end of the tunnel so that we have one at the world wound, the tunnel secure, and also going to split off a D4 to survey the world wound jungle again.
All right.
Yeah, see if they've taken over that keep that used to be Dwarven.
It's the pop I'll split off is the kicker. 12 actually does it.
Let's see. It's going to be a 2d10 construction project plus 1d4 for economic stress.
Yeah, that's why I'm leery on 12 doing it.
Yep. 16. Construction is ongoing. So I'll just drop this here. Got to keep meticulous notes on my end. But the survey of the world wound, the rather large area. Check here.
Yeah, I was curious how it compared to these caverns.
Yeah, you won't be able to get the full world wound in one survey. Probably the easiest way to do this would be ask me one question of something you would like to know about the world. Like,
Well,
do you want to know if there's a resource or?
There's resources. You can ask if that keep's occupied. You can see if there's any drow presence there. I'm just throwing off ideas. So
Yeah, I was gonna say when last we left, there was a full-on military at that mine we found.
yeah, because if they're not there, we can claim that, and that could be a good post to hopefully build relations with those elves up there.
Yeah, in particular, I'm kind of curious where we ended up coming out. Like, are we far north of that, or?
Yeah, so the tunnel pops out roughly in the middle section of the world wound. So kind of in the border period between the jungle and the tectonic zone that used to be crazy with elements before you fixed it. At the end of the season, some mosquito-ridden scouts come back and report to you, saying that the old Rocknose mine, which you guys have explored in the past, is now a haven of drow activity. It looks like they've fortified it somewhat, and there is paths cutting through the jungle, seem to be burned by acid and fire magic, that the drow are maintaining to move supplies south through the world wound into the tunnel systems.
Well, we know our first destination for war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an option, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we still have access to that back room?
I mean, I could teleport us directly in there.
That's what I'm saying.
The only issue is if we teleport in there, who's to say that we're going to be able to get back out? Because I can only do that once per day.
Right.
So if we get in there and then all of a sudden we're overwhelmed, well, we're stuck there.
Also 3. Do we have a way of scrying?
It's a cleric spell, so he can just take his time to rememorize it, I think. Because cleric spells are forever. You don't have to have them like wizards. So it's 5th level, as long as he has that, I guess.
So, as it stands, my plan at the moment is use this to establish trade with the elves over there, and then branch it out to the fungal jungle to establish trade with those folks, but also to claim the world wound as our own with each of these forts as we step out. The prior one we stepped down our presence at. This first one is going to be easy. We can hand it over to the freelings to guard. But then we got this one, and then ideally we make one for the road that they're going to the Drow City and just kind of cut it off there. But we'll see how that ends up unfolding.
All right. Did you guys want to do that interrogation? Also, Ivy still has an action.
Well, it seems like Michael had volunteered for her action, so I was going to let him handle that. Like he wanted to investigate Shale Brew, right?
Oh yeah.
All
I
right.
don't have Ivy stuff ready, so it'll take me a second. 6. What is this? Lore, influence.
This would be influence. I guess lore is technically possible, but it's the exact same die either way.
All right.
I guess the better question is it not industry?
Industry. Any of the other clans help with this?
Not for if you're trying to go intelligence. You explicitly said you wanted to be covert and not
Yeah, you're right.
public. You could use one of the uses of the Dwarven Spy Ring if you would like.
Yes.
And just to let you know, this will be a 2d6 difficulty plus a d6 for political stress plus a d6 for Shale themselves.
Anyone else have any ideas? Right now I have Ivy, influence, and the dwarf spy ring.
Maybe dwarven population because you're trying to pick up rumors and stuff. Maybe. So she's asking some dwarves or picking up things that she hears at
I
bars
could
or
see
something.
that. Traditionally, Dwarven population's about what's special about the Dwarf, but political clan infighting stuff is very Dwarven, so I would allow that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just figure if you're gonna pick up information about dwarves, you're gonna consult the dwarven population. So.
Yeah. All right.
And depending on how public you want to make it, Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, I was gonna say not that though.
Mm.
We've yet to have a successful mission with them yet.
All right.
All right. All right. So before you roll, pick the 2 dice that you want to add together and pick what the kicker is going to be.
Looks like a D8
So-
kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'cause,
All right.
dwarf population. Yeah. So 7 and 5 and 4. Yeah.
All right. So it ties. No, it's 11. So it does progress.
It does succeed.
Yes. So it does succeed. So this is what I'll do. You get a temporary asset called Shale Brew Blackmail, D12 sized. Normally temporary assets are a little smaller, but this is a very narrowly focused used one, so I would allow it to be bigger.
Cool.
Yeah, gobble up all that power.
Look, these guys, I feel that they're going to be a problem. I just
Mhm.
do. You can put contrarians in there. I don't like contrarians. Ape together strong.
Oh, for some reason that just sent me through like a mental ring of reminding me stuff. Sorry, this is a slight off topic, but I was playing that South Park Fractured Butthole yesterday, and I got to the part where you meet Jesus and you tell him what your religion is. And you have to select lawful, neutral, or chaotic, and then you select religion. And for fun, I was a chaotic Scientologist. And when I selected that option, Jesus said, "So you're a chaotic Scientologist." I mean, they all are if you ask me, but okay. And I went back through and I checked every other religion option and confirmation, and that's the only one he says it on.
That time that fucking chef quit South Park has got to be the most fucking pussy thing I've ever seen happen on TV.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend your career making fun of everyone else's religion, but the second they shit on yours, you quit. Fuck off.
I don't even really blame him so much as like he was pressured by the church. Like it was on record that he was pressured by the church that he needed to quit, or else they were gonna have issues with him.
I mean, he's a fucking adult.
I mean, it's
Be in
still
this cult
it's still
anyways.
dumb.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just his soul. Like, oh, morally, this isn't okay.
I might have heard
was-
wrong, but I recall his son came out afterward and said that he was kind of ill and it was just people speaking on his behalf. But it's been a minute since I've seen that video.
Either way, the Church of Scientology can afford to suck it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love that someone quoted like
No, they
Scientology.
can't. They can't afford to keep their fucking lights on anymore.
Someone told a joke about Scientology a while back. Like, it's one of those religions that's young enough to have your grandparents be like, "No, that didn't happen."
I hope I'm alive to see the last Scientologist die. That's my goal in life.
By your own hands.
Yeah. I hope I'm alive. The
There
last
can be only
Scientologist
one.
die, and I hope I can get my knife out
No,
of
no. It's so much more pathetic when it's just the one last hanger on.
The Church of Tax Write-Offs. All right. Did you guys want to do the interrogation?
I've got two questions there. Three questions. Anybody else have anything to add?
I mean, the general,
I got
what
nothing.
was your goal?
What was
We're
it?
mostly just trying to find out. I think if he was actually sent by the Drow.
Yeah.
Is
Or
that, I
if
think, our main goal,
Tomas
right?
was just using that to cause fighting. Cause infighting. Not infighting, but my guess is there's a chance he brought in Drow, so we start going after the Drow rather than look towards the Aboleths.
It's possible. Or that fucking Jello mold.
It's always the mold. The mold remembers.
Get that Jello out of here.
Leading up to it, I would order that he's given sleep deprivations until he has until he has a
the
disadvantage on the saves.
questioning techniques.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
Mhm.
The not torture.
Yeah.
All right.
Playing 24 hours of the Dwarven Top 100 from 20 years ago.
Just a whole lot of throat singing.
This ain't your dwarf dad's radio. 100% hard rock. Only rock. And some metal.
Rock,
just-
stone, and metal.
It's just the sound of a rock being dropped from a high distance over and over.
Oh, yeah, that's the good shit. Meanwhile, Ferg's like, I hate this music, while he's secretly tapping his foot. It's like, why am I like this?
All right, so start with Zone of Truth. DC is 18.
Okie dokie. A little wisdom saving throw. Oh, charisma saving throw.
And he has disadvantage because you starved him out, basically.
6. Yep.
Mhm.
Nice.
All right, so the way this works is somebody asks a question, or we regenerate his tongue. Then ask a question, and then I cast command, and if he fails to save, the command is answer. And then we're just
Alright.
gonna go each question each time.
And the DC is 18 on these. Okay, just good
Correct.
to know for the future.
Yep. And let me go ahead and just.
Okay, just ask the first question, and then I'll roll.
Right. Were you sent here as an agent of the Dark City Terrasia in the Underdark realm of Queldrafel? Would I know that that's the correct way to say it?
Yeah.
based-
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Second question. Do you have any connections to the Aboleths?
No.
That's funny.
What's your affiliation to Tomas?
Poof. One moment here. Make sure I got names right.
He's my uncle, but he's not really my uncle. You get what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is that he's my mom's side piece.
Jesus
That
Christ.
is drow accurate.
I had one of those, but it was just easy because it was easier than calling him like my third cousin or whatever he was.
Back on topic. He is an agent in service of Queen Zanadra of House Undoid, sent to open the way.
One more question is, well, hold on. Do you think I should ask what he means by open the way? Think that's just a means of attack, or
It certainly leans towards being means to attack, but
No, spread your legs. Open the way.
His brain's getting weirder by the day. I don't think it's the crown's fault at this point.
Was it the members of Clan Grampire that were without brains?
Just a few close ones around Tomas. The rest of them
Right,
have been
right.
arrested.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
have
yeah.
showed no signs of tampering.
Right. Do we want to ask how? I mean, I can't think of exactly how to phrase it, but do we want to ask him what that's about? I mean, like how did they come across Clan Grampire and then affiliations with?
I mean, I imagine this guy's knowledge for a lot of that stuff is going to be limited.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
probably wanted to ask him something more simpler that like a foot soldier might know.
I've got a few more questions, or I don't. I have a few more uses of the spell. So could anybody else think of any other questions?
Do you know if there's any moles in Dammerhall?
Oh, that's a good one.
And if he answers yes, what are their names?
Yep. So
All right.
ask that one and command answer. Right.
Do not know.
Does your queen have affiliation with God, why can't I remember the wizard's name right now?
Caliber?
Caliber. I'm just throwing ideas out. I can't think of anything else. So
Oh shit! Y'all just said it 3 times.
The
Yeah.
mountain explodes. End of campaign.
Well, we could always ask why the rest of his comrades fled towards Calibur's castle.
that could also work.
All right, so we'll ask that. Why their exit route was through Calibur's tower.
The human wizard has knowledge the Queen desires.
Yep, we definitely need to go deal with that wizard.
Do we want to ask what knowledge he seeks? If any chance he knows?
I don't think he's gonna know, but you can ask him if you want. If you have no other.
I've got 2 spells left, so I'll use one on that question of what knowledge is the Queen seek from the human wizard?
I do not know. We were instructed to retrieve him.
Oh. Okay. With that, I think Nolgrim's pretty much good.
Mm.
Any other questions?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right, that's all I had.
All right.
So, at the if Blay wasn't there, that'd probably be a topic of conversation at the next season's council. So, well, it is confirmed that Tomas is a traitor in league with the Queen of the Drow.
Lovely. I feel like there's something else going on there that we're not privy to, but not really anything we can go about for that right now.
Right, but at least we know it wasn't a distraction. It's as earnest as it could get. So the question is, would you want that to be known about or suppressed?
I mean, we don't need to go announcing it, but we don't need to silence people if they figure it out on their own. But let's just not go telling people that he was working with the Drow.
Okay.
Then it's going to throw this whole thing under suspicion for everyone else other than me currently.
Okay, so
It'll also put pressure on you, thinking that you might be a suspect to be involved as well, because you were also competing for the throne, whether you wanted to or not.
Right. Okay, so Nolgrim wouldn't, if there are any guardsmen or anybody that was around, he wouldn't swear them to secrecy or anything like that.
I disagree. We're already keeping too many secrets. I feel like we should be forthcoming when we can.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, just wanted to check because, rumor mill's got a rumor mill.
Is there an ancient dwarf rule that when your family member commits treason, you no longer get to be king and no one related to you can be king, or is it a moot point?
I know it probably would be a moot point at some point.
I see what you did there.
We have fun in the Council of Idiots.
Of course. I mean, why do you think we're called that?
It's an acronym.
Fair enough. So, I guess as far as these upcoming seasons, what's our aims? Because things are coming in close where we're going to start running into more and more drow territory.
I still think before we do too much in the following season, we need to deal with Caliburn. We need to go and at least see what's going on in his tower. We've left him alone for far too long at this point.
I could agree to that.
And we can't trust just anyone to go in there without dying or going crazy.
We're also running into a lot of orc tracks up there in the, I guess, northeast.
Yeah, we're going to need to deal with them. And with the jungle up above us in the World Wound, we probably want to deal with them as well, because that's already basically a perfect place to set up a settlement.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. And by all accounts, they are stealing our property. We didn't actually agree to it at the end.
Yeah, I am up for that.
Fergus, what are we going to do?
That might be a difficult fortress to storm.
It's just a thing to put in our head right now.
Okay.
What are we going to do when we find Caliburn? He put Bindrak in the ground. I don't think we're making him go anywhere he doesn't want to go.
We could always ask him why the queen will be sending.
I mean, he is
kidnappers.
insane, but he does still have the occasional bouts of, saying things he should, whether he wants to say it or not. He might just spout out something. If we ask him what he knows about the queen, we might get something. Either way, we need to find out what he's doing in there at the very least. Even if we leave him alone after we figure out what he's doing.
Yeah. No, I'm up to check it out with you. You can count me in.
All right.
Like, I'm not saying we need to go in there and like guns blazing and kill the bastard, but if he's doing something that's gonna wind up threatening us just to be around.
Yeah, just remember it is weird in there, but
Yes, I'm already getting my croaking habit out of the way now.
So I like that you put Bendrak in the ground, not a metaphor. Or literally, he put him in the ground.
He's down there.
Physically. In space.
Mm-hmm.
Not crack, Bendrak, come back. Yeah, I remember.
Easily one of my best shower ideas for this campaign.
Yep.
That was good.
All right, moving into season 3 then.
Yes.
All right.
I forget.
So first,
Going through Bendrak would not Bendrak. Yeah. Calibur's tower, would that take an action?
not necessarily.
Okay.
But first, we have a little bookkeeping to do at the start of season 3 of year 6. First up, Fergus, advantaged Constitution saving throw.
You.
All right. You feel a little bit worse. You regain 1 less hit die.
Down 2 hit die.
Mm-hmm.
Just my cheeks get a little bit more sallow every day.
Mm-hmm. Probably when you get down into your single digits of hit dice, you'll get that Hollywood coughing disease.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it in every movie when they never really explain why they're sick. They just keep coughing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Occasionally flecks of blood.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it makes a white handkerchief miraculously appear nearby you, so you can cough blood into it.
Yeah. Other things of note. So let me do this here. You are going to take
Buddy, you have tuberculosis. Get the black handkerchief.
2 population stress for 2 different reasons. The first off is that though the Golem Foundry was correct, finished construction, several of the workers have sustained some sort of necrotic magical injury from the purple necrotic lava that has been just barricaded around by arcane and divine wards. As Thrum has not drained it or put it in barrels or anything yet, it's just kind of over the worksite. So those workers had gone home, and the rot had spread a little bit to some other families. Clerics are already moving to try to contain it, but you're dealing with a kind of small, so far not lethal, sort of magical spell plague, which is the reason why it's getting over dwarven resistances.
Nasty.
So that's a not a fun one.
Fergus, this might be simple. I could cast Dispel Magic on you.
I mean, you can try it.
Additionally, your civic stress will go up by 1 as you gain a message that a representative of Clan Helmengard wishes to speak with the Council Idiots as soon as possible.
All right, let's talk to him.
Nope.
Get your ass in there, Thrum.
Fine. But I'm not saying anything.
Prepare the Chamber of Dunces. Council of Idiots enters.
Council of Idiots presiding.
Oh, our hats are totally dunce hats.
Make the cones ready.
The Dunsing
Conehead
chamber.
chamber.
The chief moron bangs his gavel.
Just just like three dwarven smiths, thick beards, sweating in the heat of a forge as a lava falls beneath the statues of their ancestors, their hammers coming down on anvils, working the hot metal to raise the adamantine dunce cap. It's so heavy.
10 heads.
The adamantine talking stick.
Okay. Thrum has the sharing rock.
Heavy as the head of an idiot.
Which is standard.
Actually, rather light. Yours is just heavy because it's made of stone.
Heavy as the head of an idiot thinking about a problem.
Name of this road. On here. It's the important. Yeah, here we go. As the meeting comes in, the Dammer Guard announced the arrival of Raggrim, Grey Boots of Clan Helmengard. He's not the Jarl or anything like that. He's just a paladin of the clan who was sent to be the delegation here. He comes in, and without saying a word, he walks up wearing battered plate and chainmail. And he lifts up and he slams a table. He slams a helmet onto the table. The helmet is a full face covering made out of hammered iron. It seems that has two curved horns coming down the side. Anyone who wants to can give me a history, smithing, or artificing tools.
Just a history?
History or smithing tools or artificing tools. I'll give a variety there. Taskell, you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, but you don't like it.
Looks like heresy.
Freya and Nilgrim, you recognize this immediately as a helmet of orcish construction. The delegation speaks. He goes, a few weeks ago, organized orcish raiding parties started attacking the northern of Helmengard territory, attempting to pillage our flocks of deep goats. We organized and rode out to drive them off, but we found them far more prepared than we were expecting. The leader of the party, of these orcs, was wearing this helmet and fought like a fucking demon. 4 good paladins died before they could bring that brute down. I'd never seen the like before. When we were stripping the body afterwards, we found an object embedded in the orc's skin, just over the heart. Pulls, reaches into his pouch, pulls out something that he conceals with his fist, and places it on the table, and he removes his hand. You see what is definitely a red dragon scale.
Oh boy.
Too soon.
The Jarl and her folk have every belief that this is not over, that this is just a raiding party, not the full force.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to probably get worse quicker. We probably should start sending some soldiers.
I'll be working on reinforcements at the college, but we should send as many of our guys there as we feel comfortable.
I mean, this will be definitely a great time to try out our new moose cavalry.
Do we want to divert some more resources towards the Undergate? It's looking a bit busy down there. Would the
Where's the
Undergate help
Undergate?
to?
The Undergate
That's-
is the gate that defends the entrance into Dammerhall from the Underdark. If forces reach upon your door, they'll need to lay siege to the Undergate to get into the city proper.
Yeah, we probably should start worrying about that too. But if the orcs are making raiding parties, we do know that they're at least loosely connected through at least like mercenary work with the Drow,
Mhm.
and with the Red Dragon Scale. That means they're also, obviously working with a certain somebody. Also, they're in the way of our bullets.
Yes, the delegation from Helmengard confirms that they were coming from the north. They have their own forces within their territory that they're using to mitigate raiding forces. Though the surprised organization of this is what contributed to the increase in civic stress. The riding paladins of Helmengard are effectively dealing with any skirmishers and pillagers upon the fringe, but if a main body force begins rolling south, they're going to have troubles.
Yeah.
And I could put another unit of dwarven defenders at that front if Helmengard would like the reinforcements.
Yes, but they raise concerns that they don't think 100 dwarves is going to make a whole lot of spit difference.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an actual full military operation.
Well, yeah, it will be, but I'm saying just as a meantime, just to hold hold the gate.
Mhm.
But
basically send them ahead of time while we get the rest of the forces ready.
yeah, exactly.
Kind of
Clear the way. Do we? What was the barbarian clan?
Cinderax.
Do you want to see if Cinderax is interested in?
Well, that was one of our talks that I had started. I just haven't
Mhm.
continued it yet. I was actually trying to get them to come over and take over this area anyway.
Well, I think what better way to cement a friendship than a classic war, right?
Hey, yo, you want to go on an orc panty raid?
You want that territory directly in front of where all the orcs are coming from?
I mean, you say that like they wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
My only question is like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like Gombo's kind of like emphasizing like this is gonna happen like within the season.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Just saying that when it does happen, just so you know.
Yeah, because I could take this season's action to be like, hey, want to go kill some orcs to Cinderax and have them march with us to take it over and give them that as the reward to help us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of that could be part of the negotiation.
Yeah, for
Because the
sure.
negotiation part is just a roll, and I already planned on giving them that area anyway.
Do you think they'd have fun? Do you think they'd enjoy managing the bullet nests?
Well, I mean, I was talking about this specific area here. I feel
Oh,
like
I
the
gotcha.
bullet nests are going to be ours
Oh, okay.
because we want to have access to them so
Oh,
we can build our.
I
units.
gotcha. Haul for it. Okay, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. If you inquire with the delegation from Clan Helmengard, they have been experiencing smaller scale orc raids for a couple seasons now, but they just didn't report anything because it's the Underdark. There's going to always be a
There's
degree
always
of
going to be
danger.
a raid.
Yeah, it's just the fact that this had more organization and there was a very much enhanced orc with a dragon scale in his chest. That felt like this is something that should be sent up the chain.
Follow-up question. Do we want to... I mean, we have that broken lab there. Do you think a clan would enjoy that, or is that something I'll keep for ourselves, too?
I forget what that had in it that was worth a damn.
Duragar Super Soldier Program?
Ah, yes. Captain Duragar. I should have always known.
I mean, also one thing to note is that Embermain doesn't have any territory.
They do.
This
It's just
area.
not on this map.
Well, yeah. I know they do, but it's detached. Very detached.
I mean, we could also we investigated this and had some drow activity.
Mhm.
That's always an option. We haven't also investigated either of these two.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right now, we're primarily worried about this one and
Yeah.
dealing with the orcs and setting up Cinderax, as they're a relatively new one on our side, really, all things considered. And it'd be nice to get them on our side a little bit more solidly before we worry about the ones that are already on our side.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Do you want me to scout more territory, or should I bolster the troops a bit? Heal the injured, and then perhaps get one more. Because it at 12, I don't increase the budget. It'd be at the 13th that would increase the budget, right?
Yeah.
So you can still make more, or are you capped out where the budget increases?
I've got one more before the budget increase, and I was leaning towards Hammer Elite.
You can go for it. I mean, might as well. We have the budget for it, and we're going to be going to war here soon.
Okay.
And I'll just say those damaged doors and defenders are all healed up by now. It's been like 2 years.
Okay.
I'll figure out the exact rules for how over healing time. I've been spitballing a couple things, but it'll definitely been healed by now either way. So.
All right. So I think I'll use an action to survey, and then a D6 for the Hammer Elite as far as Kingdom actions. Are we doing those now, or are we doing other stuff at the moment?
Well, this season we're also going to be going into.
I know we're doing Caliber. Are we doing that before or after the Kingdom actions?
I know. What would make it that easier for you, Gumbo? Do you want us to do the Caliber stuff now, or wait until the end of the Kingdom actions?
If you do, I would say probably Kingdom actions after, because then it'd be easier if it rolled over to a different session to remember that you still need to do Kingdom actions.
Good.
Yeah. So I say we handle the Caliber stuff then.
All right.
All right. With knowledge of orcs upon the horizon, you begin to prep. Go into Caliber. Any special preparations or instructions you want to leave before you head down to the tower?
I mean, Nolgrim would instruct the academy to start training up another round of Hammer Elites.
Yeah, I'm not talking Kingdom actions. I'm talking saying like role play things up in case this takes longer than we think.
I gotcha.
Don't panic or anything like that.
Fergus would just honestly just pull aside whoever he's leaving in charge of if anyone delegations to come, which should probably be Thyrus.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any sight of Marigold, that to just keep her safe out of public eye until he has time to actually see her if she gets there while we're in the tower.
Right.
Last thing we need to do is have her just show up and be like, "King, make the babies."
It is vitally important that you get pregnant right now. Preferably with Fergus, but we can fudge out the details as we go.
As long as they're semi-related, we can work with it.
Are you bringing any companion characters with you?
I mean, we could probably bring Ivy along. I don't think, or Ignis, whichever one you guys prefer.
Ivy or Ignis.
I mean, it might be nice having a spellcaster and a spellcaster power.
I mean, she's a sorcerer. It's different.
Yeah,
so you can bring her. I'm fine with
that sorceress land.
What? They are legitimately different.
I would say probably Ignis would be better for this.
That'd be the way I lean.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But do we want to sneak in? Because I can also prepare for sneaking if we want to sneak.
I don't think sneaking really matters in that tower, from what I recall. When you just got fall through the floor like glass, it's
okay.
Also forgot to level up companions when you guys level up, and that's on me. Because she should be level 8. Well, as long as she just doesn't instantly die again, I'll handle it in between sessions. Died twice at the retaking of Dammerhall.
I am going to take a bio real quick.
Yeah. Take a bio now if you guys haven't. I'll
right.
do this while we wait. Richard over there trying to metagame when he thinks my orcs are gonna attack.
I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, sometimes I know as a DM you try to get something across and it doesn't quite translate to when you're trying to explain it. So that's why I was asking.
I know.
Don't at me, DM.
I will at
I will
whoever
turn this
please.
kingdom around. Wait, that's a good thing. Fuck. I will turn it around and make it better than before.
Okay. So that 8 hit dice. And gains. Another slot. You know, when I look at these sheets, it occurs to me that I've never really done a player thing in 5e and Roll20 before. I've only ever been the DM because I'm like, how the fuck do I increase the spell level for these people? How does this work? She gained another 4th level spell slot. And I believe sorcerers learn a new spell each level, right?
I believe so.
More or less, yeah. I think at the higher levels it starts to repeat, but that's like 10th level and beyond.
Let's see. Spell slot. Spells known. Here we go. Okay, yeah. I believe earns a new spell. Just let me know when everyone's back after bio and everything like that. We don't need to hold this up for me poking around.
I'm back.
All right. Is everyone else back?
I mean, I never left, so.
I'm here.
All right. Michael? Kenneth?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, that's right, because she has the ability to... Okay, I'll tinker with this later. If any of you have any sorcerer spells that you would recommend for her to get, you have the character sheet. So I think we're just waiting for Michael then, unless he's here and he just doesn't realize he's muted. Nope, still bioing.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Did you say how many spells that she has? Like right now that we
She's
need to give her?
She's a level 8, so she should have an additional level 4 spell slot.
Okay.
Or
I'm just trying to figure out how many spells known so I can give her some.
Mhm.
at 8th level is 9 spells known.
Plus, I think she gets 2 for her archetype or subclass.
Yeah. Pyromancer subclass.
I'd recommend putting haste on there. That could be a nice spell to have.
That's a bad spell in 5e.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you lose concentration, they're stunned.
Oh,
Mhm.
gotcha. Slow.
See, I'm just looking at spells real quick for sorcerers. So I'm trying to find magic themed ones or fire themed ones.
Yeah, because she's got a bunch of
Mhm.
abilities that can bypass
I
fire
gotcha.
resistances and stuff.
She has you can give her fire shield. That's always a good one. Let's see. She already has fireball. I'm pretty sure. Just counter spell, blur, scorching.
I mean, Dimension Door is something to kind of get her out of harm's way, maybe. something for a little bit of self-preservation.
Dimension
good
door is not
idea.
bad. I'm just trying to think of anything else, but
Or Stone Skin? No.
Stone Skin gives you
Exactly.
resistance to non-magical, so it's not good in this system. They really nerfed the really popular spells from the previous editions.
Yep, they definitely did.
I'm like, that's just spite at this point, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but Dimension Door or Thunder Step are both good options if you were just looking for escapey stuff.
I think Dimension Door. That
We can also give her mirror images since she doesn't have that if we wanted to, because that's
Oh.
also
actually,
survivable
yeah.
thing.
I think Mirror Images could be a good one.
Yeah, I can just drag in there.
Or do we want to use that instead of Blur? Because that's a little.
Oh, there she is. She has, yeah. So let me see. So she should have 11 total. She has 9, so we have 2 more spells with mirror image already on there.
Greater Invisibility.
Greater invisibility isn't bad. We can throw that on there. It's already on there now. Let's see. What spell levels is she lacking on? Because she has 2 4th level. She always upcast, I know, but she was.
System Backdoor.
Listen, that's for after the dungeon crawl, okay.
We can always give her Melf's minute meteors.
Where's that? What level's that?
3rd level. Create 6 tiny meteors in your space. They float in the air above you for the spell's duration. When you cast a spell and as a bonus action on each of your turns, you can send a meteor striking towards a target.
Oh,
Each
yeah, I'm
creature
down
within
for
5 feet of the point where the meteor explodes makes a dex save or takes 2d6 fire damage. Concentration, but it's like you can use it as a bonus action and then use your action for something else after you cast it.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm back.
Get
Hey,
an
there we
attack along with the spell, give her a little bit more action economy. Yeah, works for me.
Let me see if that's a draggable spell. Nope. Since it's a Melf spell, we're gonna have to add it manually.
Sorry, that was weird. I accepted a phone call while I'm doing Skype on my phone, and it was like I was talking to people trying to connect. What did you used to call those people? The operator.
Operator, yeah.
Like I was trying to work with an operator to get it through.
All right. Thankfully, I don't think, other than the hit points which I rolled, sorcerers really get much more at level 8. Other than I think an increase in sorcery points.
Yeah, pretty much. They get an ability score improvement and sorcerer's versatility, which is an optional feature.
That just says replace one of your meta magics with a different one, or replace one of your cantrips with a different one, which is whatever. Pick an ability score and slap a 2 on there.
Oh, did you change the page and that's why it happened? I keep forgetting that happens.
No, I didn't touch it. I only did hit points. I was just letting you know because I'm hands off of it now.
Yeah, I was just finishing up putting the minute meteors in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is her meta magics? Careful and twinned.
Figured a careful fireball would be appreciated.
Yeah. I think I just might change out twinned because there's not a lot of spells that actually can use that.
Yeah,
she has.
I didn't
think-
realize that there were several spells that explicitly said no twinned, which this comes back down to if I was designing the game, I would say, fuck it, anything can be twinned because it's fun. That's why. Kiss
I mean,
your
it's
ass.
like they're punishing you from playing a sorcerer instead of a wizard, to be fair.
Yeah, really.
Like, come on,
I think-
guys.
I'm pretty sure that meta magic is when the fireball looks into the camera and goes, "Now this is gonna hurt."
Yep.
I was just gonna put in. Unless anyone has a better idea, empowered spell where you can reroll damage die equal to your charisma modifier, or heightened spell where you can spend a bunch of sorcery points to give them disadvantage on a saving throw.
I'm down with empowered.
See, I would say I would go with the second because that slows down gameplay. On the first, re-rolling a whole bunch of die.
Listen here, you little shit.
That's good for a PC, but in PC, I'd rather lower the DC.
What the fuck? You can't twin spell magic missile and scorching ray, despite the fact that those are the fun ones to do it with.
Those are like the most those are the most obvious ones to do it with.
Yeah, the only other one I would say is transmute spell. Spend one sorcery point to change the damage to a different one, and then you could get a spell like Ice Storm and then make it deal fire damage instead.
Yeah, I actually like that one a lot.
Kind of
Can you
opened up
do
the
that?
possibility. Yeah, it says right here, transmute spell, one sorcery point to change that damage type from. So if it deals acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison,
Yeah,
or thunder,
that's a pretty
you
good
could
one.
you can make it any other ones. And
That's
since
cool.
as a pyromancer sorcerer, her attacks bypass fire resistance, and her item gives additional damage for fire attacks.
It wouldn't do anything for damage, but I just picture watery sphere and just make it a flaming sphere that entraps
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, but you automatically, no matter what they're resistant to, as long as you turn it to fire, you bypass that resistance.
I feel like twin spell hold person would be pretty good.
Yeah, but her DC is not as high as yours, so.
Also,
Fair.
I don't know if hold person is a sorcerer spell.
Oh.
I know it's a cleric spell.
Oh, it is. It is. It's second
Yeah,
level enchantment.
it's just this is a weird system where we're used to the one where like wizards and sorcerers share a spell selection.
Mhm.
Yeah.
5e they really narrowed down sorcery. Like sorcerers get like, I think they said like I think it was like 2/3 the amount of spells wizards get.
Yeah.
And wizards just get everything that they get plus more. Like I
Which
said,
isn't a
it seems
bad
like they were
thing.
trying to punish you for playing a sorcerer in this edition.
Yeah.
No,
We
I
could
like
always
the
just
idea that
say-
it's a smaller selection.
We could always just say, "Meh, we're God," and then just say that the meta magic works on the.
I mean, yeah, I'm good
magic
with that.
missile and scorching ray.
I'm good with that too. And I'm the DM, so
Yep.
So my
no
word
brawl.
is God.
Did we increase her charisma for her ability score increase?
I don't know if you guys have selected anything for ability score increase yet.
We haven't, but it's probably the best thing to put into it.
It's
Yeah.
either that or Constitution to get her additional hit points.
I'm just gonna put it in her charisma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
She's a very charming Duergar.
And I already rolled her hit points, which she got minimum, so 3 plus 1. Or 3 plus 2. So yeah, as soon as you're done updating, I'll narrate the next part here.
I think we're good.
All right. So, all of you guys suited up in power armors and everything like that. Go there with Ignis. Outside Caliburb's tower, the stone walls surround the courtyard before the large stone tower, which is now at a slightly jaunty angle. There appears to be dark storm clouds swirling over the top peak of the tower, and it appears to be raining down into the courtyard.
Yep, definitely should have come here sooner.
As you enter through the unlocked wrought iron gates where a portcullis should be, you enter out into the courtyard area before the tower, where before it was covered in snow and snowmen. It now is covered in a field of crabgrass with countless different scarecrow kind of jutting out of the walls and grounds at various angles, some of them impaled upon each other. The rain that is falling down you does not appear to be water. It is some sort of multicolored liquid that rainbows when it forms puddles that smells vaguely of perfumes and incense.
Oh, Caliburb.
Honestly, when you
never
said
change,
crap
you need to
grass, I
change.
thought the shoe was going to drop that it was grass with pincers and we had to roll initiative.
Is it springtime up top?
Actually, according to the seasons, yes.
Right.
It sounds like it was a happy little accident.
Mm-hmm.
Caliburb was busy painting happy little trees and got distracted for the season.
Well, he had snowmen for winter, and crabgrass comes up in the spring. I don't know why the fuck the scarecrows are here,
It's a scarecrow's way, of course.
but you
Cape-
don't really need that until late summer, fall, when harvest comes. Anyway, never mind.
Are you brave enough to harvest Caliburb's crops? Because I'm not.
No, this is ridiculous. I'm kept my
I
mouth
don't
shut
remember
this
the
whole
last time I
I
saw
don't
a crow.
understand what our goal is in going in here, except for find teleportation circles, erase them, and get the fuck out.
We also just need to see what he's doing down here, because if it's going to be a threat, we need to figure it out.
I don't want to know what he does behind closed doors.
I mean, neither do I, but do we want to ignore it and then have him literally blow up half of Dammerhall? Or all of Dammerhall with how much he likes to cause things?
Out of character is Freya in her suit.
Yeah.
He looks back at the mech warrior behind him. I guess now's the best time to try and figure it out.
Yeah, I guess it's better sooner rather than later. And we'll see if we can get anything out of him regarding the Drow Queen as well.
Yeah, from what we do know that he did know her before he was crazy, so.
So I got hit pretty hard during that battle when I died 3 times, but did he give us another way to ask him to come back and visit us again before we go trudging to try and find him?
Don't believe so.
No, he shouted smoke bomb and ran out of the room.
Because I tried to ask him to pay rent.
Caliburb.
Nothing.
Damn it.
Oh, Fergus, did you get that official paperwork drafted up as far as, charge for the property he's been staying on?
Got it right here. I just pull out a scroll. Tap it on it.
Hell, should I just try saying it?
I mean, he responded
Just
to you
to
last
double
time.
check?
Absolutely.
Alright, I go Caliburb.
Nothing happens.
As I suspected. How does he keep track of
Well,
that?
it's always good to try the simple before we try the hard. What's that document there? Is that your will? Should probably leave it behind. Anyway, on to better places. Let's go.
All right, you're gonna enter into the tower.
Yep.
All right. The double doors of the wood of the front tower swing open with a loud creak, and you are gazing into an endless hallway. Stone corridor, red carpet over the cobbles, going down seemingly to infinity with a hallway lined with doors, all identical.
Thrum is going to go ahead and use his.
Is what?
Yeah. Yep.
It'd sound much cooler if I could get the actual name.
Primeval awareness.
A moment. Eyes of the Deep.
Ah.
He gains the ability to use echolocation, which in mechanics means he gets true seeing,
Mhm.
which is true sight.
Currently, it does appear that you are in a corridor.
I'm just imagining from there just vibrating, low frequency vibrations.
He cups his mouth, his hands around his mouth, and goes, "Caw! Ah!"
Cuckoo.
Caca, motherfuckers.
I'm hearing the reverberations off the walls coming back.
So are we.
I mean,
It-
everyone.
it's-
It could have
it's
been worse.
not
He could have been
silent.
trying to fart echolocate.
Oh, ouch. At your stomach? Are you hungry? Oh, I'm echolocating.
Farto location. Anyway,
So what's the plan? Infinite hallway arranged before you.
are they all just kind of like shapeless hallways, like no indicators of what they might lead to or anything? Just
Well, it's one hallway just going straight opposite of the door you enter, and then there's multiple closed wooden doors lining the hallway.
okay. I was just making sure that none of the doors were like
Yeah.
not labeled, but like designed in different ways or anything.
No, they all appear to be identical.
Can I do like a perception or investigation to try to see if there was any foot traffic through here recently?
Sure, give me an investigation.
I have advantage on that now as when I leveled up, so 25.
Taking a few steps into the hallway, you do notice that there is some footprints in the shag rug in front of you, but they look too wide to be drow footprints. They look short and heavy, almost more dwarven.
So it looks like somebody probably snuck in here. We want to try to follow the footsteps and see where it leads us.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Okay.
Right? At least it's a path we can come back through.
So we head that way, I guess.
All right.
Is there a role Thrum could do, and maybe Fergus too, to get our heightened survival going of tracking which way we're going so that if we need to, we can come back that way?
Well, currently you are in one linear hallway. So there's two directions, forward and backwards.
That's what Willy Wonka wants you to think.
God, this place would be bigger in Nightmare if Willy Wonka's the one that ran it.
Mhm.
We have a
Fuck
bunch
it,
of
let's
short
just start
people-
opening doors.
We have a bunch of gnomes just singing Oompa Loompa.
I'm
Oh,
the
God,
Baron of
campaign
Attraction.
idea.
I open the first door to the right.
All right.
I guess she's going rogue.
Yep, you open the first door to the right. You see the interior of a small stone dwelling. Looks like of construction of dwarven style. and you see two black-haired dwarven children, both male, probably very young, dwarven equivalent of a toddler, that are joyfully throwing rocks at each other. Mostly missing.
Huh. Do you guys think this is a portal or?
It looks like just children.
Brum's gonna look through with his true sight and true seeing.
Pokes his in. Ka!
Give me a wisdom check there, Thrum.
Does he automatically detects visual illusion and
Yes, I will get to
succeeds
that,
on
but
saving throws?
wisdom check first.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Because I
Yeah,
hate
within 7 feet
spells
of me
that
at this
reference
point.
other spells.
Yes.
Flat, just click on wisdom.
Yeah, click on wisdom. This is not a saving throw. You are not in danger. All right. So looking with your true sight, these two children that are playing here, they're not real, but they're not illusions. It's difficult to describe what that would look like within true sight, but that is the information that I'm giving you.
Yeah, like maybe I'm looking into a memory or
Well,
other
that's actually
location or something.
that's a very good point, because with an over 10 wisdom saving throw, looking at these two children, you take a moment before it hits you. You remember this. This is how you and Brazier, Fergus's father, your older brother, used to play when you were kids, when you got along. This interior is very much like the house that you grew up in.
Oh, son of a bitch. I knew
You know,
I
it's
had
cute.
that.
It's cute and all, but the one with the scraggly beard coming in smells like shit.
Damn it, lass. It had been a long day. We had been working with the donkeys and we were new to them that day, and that's the man I saw in my vision. Well, he was a boy then, but eventually thought he was a man, and I thought it was him, and it was you, Fergus.
No takebacks.
Wait,
That's your
so
father.
that's
you
you?
and-
This is your memory?
It is.
When he says it's my father, I'm gonna just pick up like something on the ground, like a rock or something, and just throw it at the child.
Attack roll.
Yep. I'll just use the mithril dagger.
You
Yep.
won't be able to
Fair
hit him. He was slippery as a damn catfish.
I'm just gonna as soon as sorry, Thrum says that that's one of his memories, I'm just gonna drop
Yep.
So yeah, it's a 17 to try to hit the child.
You do hit the child with a nearby rock that was on the ground. The child doesn't seem to react as much as it just kind of like, what's the word, like warbles, almost like you throw like a rock through the surface of a pond and it ripples.
Mm-hmm.
Thrum, take 1 point of psychic damage.
God damn it, son. Boy, those are good memories.
But then the memory reasserts itself, stabilizes, and continues like nothing had happened.
I think these doors are all going to lead to things like that, fellas.
Is that something you need to interact with?
Hell no. I don't want to mess up a good memory.
All right, next door.
Yeah,
And then after a
this
while,
door,
fall
it
just-
leads to that dream, but it doesn't lead to any other doors, does it?
Yeah, you actually don't see any doors here. Thrum would probably know, judging by the orientation of this room from his childhood memory, that the door exiting this room is the one that you're currently looking through.
Wait, say that again?
It's the one door out that we went
It's
into.
the one door out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking through the one door they have.
Okay. I can't imagine there's anything I need to do. I looks to Taskell. Is this some inner thing I need to deal with?
Hey. And we're all
What?
seeing the same thing, right?
Yeah, you're all seeing the same thing.
I think he's just been rooting around in our brains.
Yeah. Could be reflecting any one of us. I forget who opened the door.
I think Freya was the one that opened the door. So,
Freya opened the door.
Yeah, I opened the door.
so it doesn't
But
seem
you-
dependent on who opens the door, at least.
Mm-mm. But y'all are all seeing my memory.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
I'll just
me
go
as a
ahead
boy.
and I'll just
Open
go to the
another
next door.
door.
That's to the
Fucking open another can of worms.
to the
Here
right
we
of-
are in crazy.
to the right of the one we just opened. I'm just gonna open up another one and see.
All right, one moment here. You open up that door, and you see a room that's like a kind of looks like a high-ceilinged hall made of wood and stone, mostly human construction. Sunlight streaming in through large, tall windows. All about the interior of this space is various cases that have glass boxes over the top, and with each glass box, like a museum display, is things like dwarven rune stones, pickaxes, clothing, wear. And as you watch, you see a group of humans walking along, being led by a distinguished older one, saying, "And here, off to the right, you see the remaining artifacts of the long-past dwarven peoples who once inhabited the mountains. It was believed these picks they used to clean their large teeth that they used to chew through the stone. While it was a primitive culture, they have many innovations in the art of anal hygiene. Now, off to the left, we have another display here as they move on past.
Did you say
Anal
anal
hygiene.
hygiene?
So that's what you see, Fergus.
They've discovered
Whose
our deep
memory is
technology.
this? 'Cause someone's really like. This wouldn't be my dream of just seeing something in a human society, would it?
No,
Check
you
on anal
haven't.
hygiene.
You
then.
haven't seen anything like this. Is it just you looking in through the door? Is anyone else seeing this?
I just turned back like, does anyone know anything about dwarven anal hygiene?
Hey, my third wife. This was an issue. Let me check.
I would just let everyone else take a peek in there.
Listen, she had a beard longer than me, and it wasn't on her face.
And you had to trim it, keep it. I'm gonna stop there.
Nolgrim, as you look through the door, give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, Nolgrim had anal hygiene.
Okay, so you do not gain the frightened condition, as the manifestation of one of your greatest fears is before you here, of the dwarven culture falling into obscurity and just becoming a dusty thing of the past that other people pick over and don't understand.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Dwarven
right.
Anal hygiene.
That's right, motherfuckers. The 77 sessions of questions I've been asking are coming back now.
Abstract. Next door.
There's hundreds of doors here. You gonna go door by door?
Well, I mean,
What the hell are we supposed to do?
If you're
I'm
simple,
just
we
try to
can
go
probably
down,
just
going
go
down
for
the
the
hallway
Dammerhall.
so we can see an identifiable door at least.
Sure.
'Cause you said it's just the door we continued on at least. So.
Mm.
Worth a shot at least.
Yeah. One moment here. All right, let's see. Yeah. Give me a perception check, Fergus.
What if we pick up Caliburb's castle and move it somewhere else?
Dude.
All right, you hear the faint sound of a single piano key being hit, going ding, 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 at a semi-regular pace, echoing from somewhere down the hall, probably from one of the doors.
Everyone follow me. Keep close so we don't get distracted. I hear some piano being played, and
Mhm.
honestly, very bad piano playing. But anyway,
Mm.
I point the way and start leading them that way.
All right. So you're heading down the hall. Does anyone else pop open any doors as you're going?
We're going to take a peek into one more.
All right. You open up the door and you see a wooden floored room with mossy cobblestone walls, a single window letting light in that's illuminating a wooden table in the center of the room. On the room is a glass wine glass that has a red liquid in it, and next to it is a bottle that has Elvish writing on it. Do you read Elvish?
Well, let me check. I do.
All right, then you cannot read it.
You would call out to
And
Fergus
actually-
and say, "Does this look familiar to you? Looks like might be
Come
one of
read this
yours."
devil speak.
I do speak Elvish. I would go take a look.
It says Elven strawberry wine, dated about 1,500 years ago. A truly excellent vintage.
I was
Oh,
just going to say, this is a good brand.
It is, in fact, your favorite wine, your favorite alcohol of choice.
Oh God, this is my room. What's going on here? What's going on? I have to see. I just pull my bow. I will shoot myself. I swear to God.
He takes himself out. And
I'd rather die than suffer this embarrassment. I saw the dwarven anal history. I don't need to see what I see. But I would actually be looking around to see what the hell is going on in this room.
that's about it.
Okay, I'm just going to slowly start stepping out of this room. There's no other exits other than the one we came in, I assume.
I mean, do you actually go into the room?
It's your
Yeah.
favorite wine.
Like, everyone stay out here for a second. Just gonna slowly inch my way in.
Or creaks underneath your feet, but not in an alarming way. You approach a glass of wine.
You just kind of not gonna obviously
Don't.
not gonna drink it or anything, but
Oh yeah.
just gonna like look around the room when I get in and see if I can see anything other than the wine.
No, it looks like just a room. Though you do hear the cracking of glass beneath your feet. Give me a dexterity saving throw. All right, you leap out of the way as the floor shatters like a mirror. You scurry back to the door as the shards fall into what looks like a deep black void.
Oh, of course, my room's the void room.
Hey, I think that happened to me when I was just walking the hall last time.
I'm just gonna shut the door. Let's continue on. Nothing to see there.
All right. Give me another perception check to see if you can zone in on the sound of that piano now.
They're playing Sandstorm.
It should be at an advantage. Let me roll a second time. So 27 is still pretty good.
Yep.
It's playing Sandstorm. 1 note a minute.
All right. You come down the hallway. It still appears to be infinitely going, but you're fairly certain that the sound is issuing from one of the 4 doors here. There's 2 doors on your left, 2 doors on your right.
Well, right is always wrong, so I'm going to open one of the doors to the left.
All right. Roll me a d4.
Oh, no.
All right. You open the door, and a gust of air batters you harmlessly in the face as you look out, and you see a vast open space of a wooden floor. And far in the distance, you see bookshelves. The part that is strange is the bookshelves are quite large and noticeable, despite the fact that it's clearly several football fields away, meaning that the bookcase is massive. Leaning your head in slightly, you see that this space is a kind of like a Titanic shaft of these giant-sized bookcases that form a perfect square space, but then go up and up and up. And as you look up, you see clouds floating between the bookshelves, as well as a mote of light of a sun as you see small black objects flying in V's between the bookshelves.
How large is this room?
Big.
Massive. Okay.
Shit's weird, man. This is a room that might be interesting, but at the same time, I'm worried that we're going to go in there and all the books are going to attack me.
Well, let's see what's in the other doors before we commit to one.
Okay.
Norquim will pop in or open and check out another door.
Right,
the
roll.
one on the left as well.
Roll me a d4. Any result other than 4 you can keep. You open up the door and you are greeted by the smells of spring grass and wet dirt. You look out and you see a beautiful meadow of gently swaying green grass. Snowy peaked mountains in the background there's a sky with blue and normal clouds, just unlike the twilight hours of sunset. And now you can hear the sound of a piano going boom, boom. And as you look through it, you see just off in the distance, maybe 60 feet from the door where you are, you do see like a baby grand piano in the middle of a field with a figure sitting at it.
Can I make them out at this distance, or are they too far out to see detail?
I mean, it's 80 feet, so I don't know how telescopic you are.
Overall, look like there's somebody in this one.
Yeah, well, we did follow a piano here. We might as well go investigate.
All right.
Fucking bards, man. It's gonna be a bard, I just know it.
You guys are seeing the
Yes.
Yeah. As you all walk out into this meadow, assuming you're all following, you are greeted by just a lovely area. Birds are chirping. The breeze is gentle and smells breezefully of flowers. And as you draw close, you see Caliburb sitting at the piano, absent-mindedly plucking the exact same key in the same tenor. His other hand, he is resting upon the side of his face, kind of forming a fist that like smooshes up in the sign of boredom.
Mm.
A look of confusion and vague distress upon his face. Not panic, but just like something's eating away at him.
Norquim looks around to see what's eating at him.
Visions flash to the scene and fucking. I'm not sure if anyone's ever watched ReZero, but there's a scene where a bunch of rabbits are in a field, and that's what's eating at them. I'll go over it. Is anyone going to approach him? Because last time I tried, he turned me into a frog. Remember?
I mean, I could keep close and help protect you, but I'm not sure. You're the one with the writ, after all.
God damn it! I start
Try our
walking.
best to keep you unfrogged.
I just
No.
start walking forward. Before I even get too close to him, I make sure to announce my presence. Hey, Caliburb, you
Oh.
have a nice tower here.
Hey, Caliber, you see my hands? They're in the air. You see them?
No, Grumbly, keep close enough to
Yeah.
Fergus to be in the aura.
Mhm. He doesn't really look at you. He just keeps kind of staring off in the middle distance and says, "There's something I forgot."
Well, you're about 2 years behind on bills.
No, that wasn't it. It was something important.
I'm just gonna throw out a wild. Like, we know the queen's name, right? Like,
Yep.
of the Drow. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
throw out. Does it have anything to do with her? And I can say her name.
I don't think so. There's so many bits of myself I left about this place. I just can't remember where I left them. It's like I'm a ham sandwich cut into too many pieces and scattered all over the yard.
Have any drow come to visit you recently?
Maybe? It's difficult to remember.
Do you know how we could navigate your tower?
Maybe you can go find your missing ham sandwich.
Yeah, maybe we could help find what you're missing.
Maybe you could help. If I can't remember, maybe someone else can remember for me. I made this place to help remember, but I just can't remember what. Why, or when, or who.
Are the doors your memories?
Give me a persuasion thrum. See if you can crack through.
How about an insight?
Persuasion.
Bloop. Oh, that went back.
Yep. Some, not all. I remember reading about a place that's many places of many minds. So I tried to make that place. Anyone who would have knowledge of like magical lore can give you an Arcana check.
Oh God, he tried to make a hive mind.
Wow!
Oh boy.
Wow! Okay.
That's a special kind of combo roll there. I don't have Arcana as a thing I would know.
Nothing. You guys got nothing.
This isn't going to be valid because I wouldn't know, but I'm just going to roll to see if I get a really low roll too. No, I would have gotten a good roll.
Yep. Yeah, you guys are not certain what he's talking about.
I'm gonna
Wizard
detect
shit.
magic on Caliburb.
Let's see how.
Freya, you explode.
Well, hopefully I learn if there's any. I can learn the schools of magic that are on him.
I don't think the
So
school's magic is a thing in this one.
this caliber.
Yeah, it is. Look.
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. This caliber is. Doesn't have magic on him, but he is magic. And Thrum, now that you're squinting at him too, you think he's a bit like the memories you were seeing before. But with that detect magic, Freya, everything in this environment is a mixture of enchantment magic and hold on, let me look up what the school for create demiplane is. I want to say transmutation, but sometimes it's weird.
Conjuration.
Conjuration, that's probably what it is, yeah. Yeah. So it is this entire space is made up of a mixture of enchantment and conjuration magic.
Do you have any leads of which one, if there's something of you around here that might know, would you think you know where they would be?
Detect on his divination magic. Anyway, I remember a lost lamb somewhere. Also, a town made of stone.
Kind of surprised Ignis doesn't have knowledge arcana.
Again, she's a
Sorcerer.
sorcerer.
Because
Fair.
fuck them.
What do we think the odds are to spell magic as a good thing versus a bad thing?
Here?
On whatever this version of Caliburb is.
Probably a.
I mean, might want to save it for something
bad for Caliburb.
Yeah. I mean, this one seems relatively harmless. We could probably do that to one that seems more in distress or problematic. I don't know if we want to test it on the first one we came across, because it sounds to me like we're going to come across multiple Caliburbs.
Who are you
Well, let's
proposing
keep looking.
cast
No
it?
time wasting us. This guy can't tell us anything. There's no point in.
No.
Well, I can cast Dispel Magic.
Yeah, let's check the other two doors. You know, we're looking for memories then.
Out of curiosity, I would just go up, like, if I'm not gonna bother him going up to the piano, just play the fantasy equivalent of Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano real quick.
Yeah, you play that no problem. There's a clunk clunk bonk sound from inside the piano as a little lamb crawls out from the piano, goes nah, and then hops in the grass and starts scampering in a direction away from the door when you came.
I think we should follow that.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna start following the lamb.
Who do you think
I
that
hate
is?
this world.
All right.
Like, listen,
Yes.
I know music, okay?
That's a human song.
Thrum steps over to the piano and plays dun dun
Done.
dun dun dun. The Jaws theme.
The lid on the grand piano slams right at the end and makes you jump.
Damn it, they're so good with music. Man. John Williams.
Simons.
All right, now I play Duel of the Fates.
That one would require a performance check. I'm willing to buy in the Jaws themes untrained and Mary Had a Little Lamb for someone with proficiency in performance, but I feel like the Fates would take some more. So are you guys gonna follow the lamb, or are you gonna go back through the door, which you see is just a door frame leading into a space from where you came?
I was just gonna follow the lamb and see what happens. 'Cause
Yeah. I'll follow the lamb
He
too.
said that he was missing a lost lamb. I mean, it could be literal, it could be figurative, but we see a lamb. Might as well.
Yeah. All right.
Gonna turn into a fucking massive lamb that's just gonna try to slaughter us.
I am Lamb Thor, a lamb trickster.
He comes at us with his special attack, lamb chop.
It's pretty good though.
Oh god, a lamb with monk levels.
Lamb chop.
All right. As you follow the lamb traveling across the meadow here, the grass eventually starts becoming darker in shade. Clouds seem to roll in faster than they would in reality. You get an almost running on a treadmill-esque feeling as the air goes colder and darker and damper. A light mist crawls across the ground as the sunny meadow gives way to a foggy moor. And in the distance, you see a single 2-story building next to a winding dirt road. The lamb is nowhere to be seen.
Well, go ahead, Fergus. Put a little pep in your step.
So wait, what does this room look like? I'm not sure if
It's
I heard
not a
of it.
room. It looks like a wide open.
It looks like a swamp
landscape.
with a
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
or shack.
Gotcha.
There's a 2-story building in the ground.
Can I roll a stealth and then try to approach the building quietly?
Sure.
At least we're not on a wild goose chase.
No, we're out on a wild lamb chase.
Yeah, you creep up to the building silently. As you get closer, let's see what would be a good one for this. Oh, yeah, I'll do that in a minute. As you get closer, you see this slightly weathered wooden and stone structure has a sign hanging over the door. No words on it, as is common for travelers' inns, but it is just a picture of a lamb standing on a sand dune looking back with a question mark over its head.
Yeah, seeing how nothing happens, I would probably just motion everyone else to approach because we don't want to get separated too much. So I'll open the door, but I'd rather have you all nearby in case something crazy happens.
Right?
You open the door, and you're greeted by the sound of a rowdy and full tavern that is completely empty.
Thrum's gonna look in with the
Okay, it's Thrumakin.
True
Next
sight.
room.
There is no other rooms.
Mhm.
I guess make our way to I'll at least make my way towards the bar part of it.
All right.
No, we're gonna follow.
No response to the implication that Thrum spends a lot of time in lonely taverns.
Listen, we know he's a sad old man. We don't have to repeat it every second.
when I
You,
look in with true seeing, do I see myself sitting at a bar stool?
You do not, though I will get to what you see in a moment. First off, Fergus, you walk in and you go up to the bar. You're not seeing anyone. And then when I say you're not seeing anyone, I mean you look around and the other people that came in with you are gone.
God damn it, we should have tied ourselves with rope.
And then you hear a voice from the corner. What the fuck did you let happen to us? And in the corner, you see yourself at the start of your journey. Your beard trimmed into a fine pointed goatee, your mustache waxed and curled.
Oh, Christ, kill it.
I just look at him like, man, your facial hair looks so good. I miss it so much.
And yours looks terrible.
I know. It's
What
awful.
are you wearing?
Oh, I'm king now. It sucks.
Why? Why did you let them do that to us?
I made the call at the end myself. Kind of
That-
pushed into it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I need to do this.
It doesn't sound like us. This is the last thing that we wanted. Bunch of shitty, arguing, grumpy dwarves stuck in their ways. You'd rather be herding cats.
I mean, you're not wrong, but can you imagine a kingdom run by our uncle?
Wouldn't have to. We'd be gone.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, you funny man. It would never be your uncle.
He's like, well, look, as much as I like looking into an attractive mirror as the next guy, what's going on here?
Look, I get it. We got to Dammerhall. We did the thing. You had a door. You could have just gotten out at any time in the night. Went and go find Marigold and get away from all this. You've become your uncle, not Thrum, more of a Taskell. But look at us.
Just think on it for a second.
Hmm?
Be like, yeah, but I mean, there's worse things than becoming responsible, I guess. Don't like it all the time, but I feel like I can do a good job.
Listen,
I say as I kind of itch my chest where the feel of the metal is.
and you're itching it with your prosthetic hand.
Yeah.
Listen, the only good thing that our piece of shit father told us was that the only person we're responsible for is ourselves.
Okay,
Honestly,
I'm going to call bullshit on that. Do I really want to listen to what our father said, or my father said? If that's the last thing I want to be, is anything like him, or anything that he says is anything accurate. If anything, I feel like this is something I should do in sheer spite of what he raised me as. Also, I don't know if I'm just talking to myself. We were right. Our brother is a dick.
I feel like after that proclamation that taking care of the Dwarven people and being responsible is the exact thing that was opposite of how you were raised.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you blink, the younger yourself is gone.
And as I do that, I still say, our father was a dick, or our brother is still a dick.
Yep. Thrum, when you look around, you see that there's no one else with you in the tavern. But then your nostrils are assaulted by the smell of old, stale, hard liquor and the sound of a glass bottle rolling across the ground. And you hear a voice that you haven't heard in a long time. Well, look what the fucking wind dragged in, I guess. At a table, slumped nearby, littered with empty bottles and steins, is your brother, Fergus's father. The very image of how you last saw him. Bags under his eyes, unfocused and wavery, using the table as support. The sign of a alcoholic dwarf is never pretty to see.
God, the amount of drink he probably has in his system.
Mm-hmm. The image you're seeing now is held in sharp contrast with your revisited memory of when you were playing with as children. Well, have at it, dipshit. You find the city you were looking for?
Before he answers, because every time he spoke back, is this Brazic Bronzepike?
Yep.
Yeah. This was Thrum's worst childhood enemy as he aged, his main antagonist. And every time they got into a challenge like this, he always bit Thrum's head off because he always had a comeback that could beat Thrum's because Thrum wasn't as quick or as mean.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of getting pulled into it, he's going to say, hey, we found it.
No
help of yours.
No, you didn't. My useless punk of a son found it in his uncle's. They just dragged you along because of pity. You may wear fancy rocks on your skin, but you're still the same black sheep as ever. Seriously, what can you do that someone else in your little family can't do? My Fergus is useless, but even he can do your ranger thing. Everyone else has got magic and fighting ability. You're good at getting the shit kicked out of you, that's for sure. But what, this rocky skin thing? Pfft, that's not even you. That's just some mountain spirit or whatever, also taking pity on you. Face it, Thrum. Everything special about you comes from someone else. I may be a useless drunk piece of shit, but at least I know it. He says as he takes another very sloppy gulp from a mug that spills down his front.
So no one else can see Thrum, but Thrum's head would be tilted very hard towards the ground after everything he says, because Brazic drove right into every insecurity he has.
Mm-hmm.
And as his eyes are scraping the floor, he's looking around now for a bottle, see if there's a glass on the table. And if so, he's going to walk over, grab a mug, and go sit down next to his brother, who's always been his worst enemy and mean as shit to him because he's right. Take a swig.
Yep, it tastes absolutely awful and brings you no relief. You may think you're hot shit now, Thrum, but look at me. I'm just what you're gonna be in the future. At least I still have my good looks. 2 women and I fathered 3 children. You've had how many exes? Nothing. Swimmers must be gravel.
Maybe I can find a way out so I don't end up like you, just angry at it all.
You ain't got the stones.
No, but I did stand in a river once and find my inner feeling. And that makes us different.
Oh, he raises the bottle. I'll keep the river right here.
Thrum drinks too. He doesn't even believe what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. And with that, that will disappear from you as well. Why don't you go ahead and give yourself 1 level of exhaustion just from, I guess, depression, Thrum?
Yep.
1 level of depression. Got it.
That's the worst he's felt all day.
Yeah. Taskell. As you enter the tavern, you find that none of the other companions have come in with you. But you do see a single dwarven-sized form slumped over against the side wall, half covered in rags, a tin cup by his feet. A raspy voice comes out. You're still deceived.
Yeah. Quick look around, make sure the others aren't here.
Mm.
Perhaps, but you'd never let on by what?
Figure looks up underneath his ragged hood. You see the face of a dwarf that you'd only seen once near the sunken temple in the din port. his one eye filled with teeth like the suckling maw of a worm or a leech. Deceived by your faith, brother. Don't lie. I can smell the doubt on your beard. You wonder why, if ye gods be all powerful, how they keep slipping up. You were down at that bottom of that ocean for what? 3 months? On your holy quest to reclaim Dammerhall? And yet, ye still had a little magic, even when those fishies had their mucus in your brain. And then, old Smokey, the dwarven devil himself, made a few points that hit a little close to home. You're deceived, being taken for a ride, and you call your trust faith.
What alternative do we have? You're not looking particularly great yourself.
Sometimes it's the eye that is closed that sees the best. Your faith's weakening you, brother. It's holding you back, blinding you to the truths. You're just a pawn for distant divine beings who only show up to take the credit after you do all the work. Does that sound like an entity that's worthy of your devotion? Anything in response?
Trying to formulate one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think it'd be easier to argue against a stance of hold? They put us here to do the work on this realm. That they take credit for it is only due.
Ever the follower, never the leader, eh? That's the lot of a man of faith.
That it is, and to shepherd those who are falling, even when they are ourselves.
Oh, I ain't the one falling here, brother. You're the one that drowned in an ocean. Oh, you'll see. You'll see in time. If your faith be as strong as you think it is, why do those little doubts just worm away at you like termites in this here floor? A shadow haunting you. Some man of faith ye be.
And turning to look from him, there's nothing else in this room, is there?
Nope, nothing else. But with that, I think the best thing to do is to move on to the next person, as when you look back, the mutant beggar is gone. Nolgrim,
Mhm.
you enter the tavern by yourself. You notice that everyone else has disappeared.
Mhm.
The only person that you notice is you see one person, dwarven in frame, sitting up at the bar, back to you. cloak, hood up, hands wrapped around a single mug of ale.
Ogrim would belly up to the bar with, say, 2 empty seats between them.
Mm-hmm.
Glance over.
Tell me, when you agreed to it, did you actually think the Grudge Blade ritual would work?
Ogrim will think for a moment. No, but part of me hoped.
The figure turns to you. As the hood turns around, you see a distorted reflection of your own face. Flesh covered in scarry tissue. Lips pulled back over vast scars around your jaws. The mouth and eyes glow with an internal fire, as several of the pores have already been beginning to split open in the tiny mouths that speak wordlessly. You, as a grudge bound. So you have condemned us to this because you hoped it would happen?
And sacrifice for our people in a time where we needed to find ourselves.
A sacrifice for the people that were already dead. You condemned us to eternal torment. For what? The anger of the dead who have already passed on? You have seen where we'll be pulled down into when we die. You know there's no way we're going to be able to get all the pages in the book cleared. You've added some yourself. This is our fate. That place. Nothing but limbs and grudge-bound crawling over each other. No room to breathe, no room to be alive. Hell would be a mercy.
Ogrim would nod. That's why I at least intend to change the way things are done on the living realm. But as for the afterlife, hopefully the new way we do things will correct the course.
You know nothing will change. This is our fate. This is who we are. This is the path that you have picked for us.
But
Be
I
the
am also
weapon held by vengeful old dead, and then you become a monster that they locked away after you bloody your hands on their behalf. Ever the tool, never a leader.
no. I intend to be a leader. I intend to change the course. I might not see it in my lifetime, our lifetime, but it's always a generation that before that paves the way for the generations that follow. Sometimes that's used to be paid back in blood. But again, that is the old way.
Cold comfort when we descend into that dark place, never to come out.
Ogrim shrug. The die is cast, but the power we got from it has done much good and will continue to do so for years to come.
You're a fool. Some part of you knows it.
Now we both know there have been many a night where I question the sacrifice that I made unknowingly, but the die is cast, as I said. Might as well bring the best good I can to the world.
And with that, when you look back, the other version of you at the bar is gone. Freya, it takes a little working, but you're able to get your mech suit through the door. find that all your companions are now gone. Oh, wait. Okay, waiting. No. Fair enough.
Fun times, computer friends, he says.
Mm-hmm. So everyone having a good time.
Mhm.
With all the fingering talk in the Roll20 chat there.
I was tempted to put a ASCII art into there, but I don't think it would translate well in the Roll20 chat because it's just the frame of it.
Mm.
Just
I think
a
that went
text
far enough.
art of a fist, just right in there.
Just hearing Olgrim talking about how could have changed things and he plans to change them. Like, damn it, you could have been.
Should have been the king, bitch.
I had to say it. I liked that Fergus, when talking about being his uncle, was like, yeah, maybe I could have been a little bit more responsible. That's right, bitch. I enjoyed your insight and commentary there, Gombo against Thrum. I mean, you just bashed him left, right, jab, haymaker. He didn't have any fight against that. It was all of his insecurities. Also, exhaustion in this, we don't have that on our sheets, do we?
No,
Like the
for
other
some
sheets,
reason you don't. Yeah, it's first level exhaustion isn't huge. I think it's just disadvantage on ability checks.
I think something like that, yeah.
Let me check. I got my game master screen here. Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks. So that'll affect how you use your skills, but it won't affect combat
Which
really.
is so apropos if we have to do a survival or something.
Yeah. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just affects your skills, but your
Fergus
saving
is better
throws.
than me at this.
And send by
I'm just waiting for the moment that at this point his ex-wives are gonna all show up with all having kids by the end of the campaign. Like you owe a lot of child support, Thrum.
None of them even look like me.
Meanwhile, they're all spitting images of him when he's not in his rock armor.
Nobody remembers. And then there's one child that's a little rock baby. What? How the fuck did that happen?
I wasn't even a rock person yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead and argue this, son.
Turns out they just glued rocks to the child to try to pass it off as yours. Which makes it all the more sad.
I like it. We're taking them to court. Which court? I don't know.
People's Court.
No, which church? Churches, the ancestors. I don't know. Tasco. Damn it. I thought it was convoluted before, but now, holy shit.
I mean, technically, if they're your kids, you are their direct ancestor. So I guess that one.
Let's consult that. Well, then you get like an Ouroboros situation, because if he's their direct ancestor, that means they are his kids, but then he can't declare himself not their kid.
Yeah, I can't really disclaim it if I'm saying I am. I must be, because all of those wives were too ugly to have children with anyone else.
Then why'd you marry 20 of them?
I was flipping through the questions to prepare for this, and I like how one of the questions is, what's one thing you'd never do again? And Thrum's answer was, my second wife.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Now, we need to have him come back in another campaign as just like the happiest family father figure to a group.
Yeah, young Thrum with his first wife. His damn asshole brother screwed it all up at that family get together.
All right, elaborate on that.
My dad be fucking.
Just the things he said drove us into a fight that we never came back from.
Excuse me.
So yeah, we'll pick up when Michael gets back.
Dude.
Hello.
Hey,
Yep.
there he is.
All right, I'm back.
Come back. Did you hear everything that I was doing before?
I heard everything, but I was trying to open a document. I don't know. That was kind of concerning.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be nearing this computer's end of life because it's never done anything like that before.
I occasionally
Or
have
is this
that issue.
completely frozen up?
I had an issue similar to that when I tried to load into a tabletop sim game that another person was making, where he was trying to use it as the battle map for Lancers, but he had like a million hex grid objects on it stacked up to make the terrain. So like one terrain stack would be like 18 little objects stacked up on top of each other, and he had a bunch of those, and it just basically made my computer explode.
That'll do it. But I'm here now.
Mhm.
So we
All right.
can proceed.
Okay.
But I did hear everything before that.
So Freya, it takes you an extra minute behind the group to muscle your suit through the door, but you do manage to do it. Only to find that, like everyone else has found, that there is no one else in here with you.
Charming.
As you look around, kind of pivoting on the spot, your suit going clunk clunk, you stop as you see, framed by the crackling fireplace, is a dwarven-sized figure that you recognized. Hands clasped behind his back, he turns around, glancing about, taking in the space. Pale skin, long beard. He's, as you remember him, with his fire-blackened plate armor, but he is missing the crown, as this is Bendrak Trinehammer. Well, this is an interesting place you've gotten us into, Freya. Some sort of demi-plane made out of memories, I'd imagine.
Sorry, I said, you're telling me. But then she would say, so when'd you do it?
To what?
Was it the first time we went to your tower in the fungal jungle, or when I said your names 3 times when we fought this guy? When did you worm your way into my brain so you could pretend to be these people that you don't know anything about?
Oh, you think I'm Caliburn?
Seems like the most logical explanation, unless you have an alternate hypothesis.
Oh, I do, Freya. Oh, I do. He takes steps closer to you. I don't know what you and your family have been seeing in here, but I know exactly what I am. For you see, you've worn my crown. You have read the book of Vile Darkness. This is the same book that I read and noted my plans into. Whether you like it or not, you have taken in the same knowledge that I have. And now a little piece of me lives on just in the back of your mind. And it just so happens this is the first time we get to speak face to face. You can't say we don't cast kindred shadows.
You know what I think a big difference between us is? I'm not under the fucking ground.
Aye, perhaps the victors to the spoils. But I couldn't help but noticing you haven't destroyed my crown yet. And I've been inside your mind. I know what you're building. know what you're planning. Accruing power for yourself. Creating mechanized armies to ensure that Dammerhall could never be felled again. Something about that seems awfully familiar, doesn't it? I told you before we did combat that in time you would see that my way was the right one, that the sacrifices I made were necessary for the dwarven people to thrive. Perhaps you haven't gotten as far as me. Perhaps you disagree with me on what should be sacrificed. But you're chewing at the edge of that truth, girl. You see it. You know it.
Clearly, you don't know everything, because the Book of Vile Darkness isn't in my hands, and neither is the crown. We keep these things around as mere contingencies.
Of course. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But I know the truth. On some level, you know the truth as well. And the full me may be down, buried deep in the earth. But I'm here now. The genie's out of the bottle, Freya. I'm with you now, whether you like it or not.
All you did, Bindrak, was kill dwarven culture for an entire generation more. And left me to pick up your fucking scraps. We're nothing alike. I'll never stoop to that low.
Oh, give it time. Give it time. In the meantime, you should probably reconnect with your family. And with a blink, he is gone. And now you are all in the tavern. You guys see Fergus and Nolgrim sitting up at the bar. Thrum is very depressed at a table in the center. Taskell is was staring at a wall. And Freya is just in the exact middle of the room in her suit. You all can see and perceive each other now.
Just had a conversation with Bindrak.
My father here.
You talk with yourself, Fergus.
Oh, sorry, I got mixed up with Thrum for some reason.
Thrum, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, sorry. Rephrase. I talked to myself about my father.
Well, he was over here, still the same shit he ever was. Is there anything liquid over there?
I would just reach behind the bar and see if I can grab anything.
Yeah, you can grab a mug. There's something foamy and beer-like on tap.
Just grab whatever's on tap and pass it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go nuts. I don't trust it.
He'd walk over to the bar and take it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Start drinking.
Bad vision, huh?
In this place, I don't know if it was a vision or a memory. It's almost like an amalgamation of all of it. It's like he's talking to me as if he was still here. That's all the things I remember he used to say, but adapted to where we are now, even though I know he's dead and gone.
Oh yeah, mine hit me around the insecurities, but yeah, for me, no going back.
Bindrak's convinced I'm gonna become just like him.
Yeah, it seem we all experienced our doubts in this place. They had
Well,
a child memory, some sort of blissful.
Do we-
Seems unlikely that it's truly pulling these spirits from all across the, afterlife and beyond.
Do we have to drag Caliber up here? Is that how he finds his memories?
I think this is just going to be one of those many stop kind of things.
Oh.
Is this like you said this is a multiple level tavern, right?
Yeah, there's 2 stories to it.
I'm going to head upstairs and see what we find, because clearly there's nothing here other than just the sounds of people having fun, which
Yeah,
honestly is more
everyone-
aggravating than anything.
Everyone
Be
give me
careful, son. That's how I got my next wife many times.
going upstairs.
Aye,
That's where they get you.
the
Mhm.
bar's downstairs. You know what happens upstairs at these kinds
Oh, yeah.
of locations.
I totally forgot that Ignis is with you. Yeah,
Mhm.
she was over by the bar, crouched down, hands on her ears, when you guys came out of it.
Oh, we're gonna go up to her. You good, lass?
Oh, yeah, just remembering some things from the past. Nothing to worry about.
No, we're gonna give her a hand up, and
Mhm.
just kind of put his arm affectionately over her shoulder and give her a little squeeze before
Mhm.
continuing on.
Everyone, give me investigations or perceptions. Your choice.
Insight? Situation. Forget those are 2 different.
That was supposed to be Nolgrim. I just hadn't changed back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm too lost in thought.
Yep.
Nobody really noticed. Except for Freya, who doesn't believe any of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, hold on. Drink of water here. As you guys look around here, let's go with Nulgrim. You're looking around the main bar, the main barroom common area,
Mhm.
and you eventually find a corner circular table that has a wooden tray on it, along with 4 full mugs of ale. You then start hearing a sound emanate from this area. No visuals, but you hear voices of people, a conversation, almost like hearing an audiobook. You hear a high-pitched voice of what sounds like a male gnome, and the sound of a wooden tray sliding across the table. Going, all right, Cal. So they did have the weird fruity ones that you wanted, but it costs a little bit more than I think was market price. You're gonna have to reimburse me that gold. A second voice comes in, which does vaguely sound like Caliber, much younger. Say, Ollie, I don't want to alarm you or anything, but do you see that elf on the other side over there? The gnome voice goes, huh? Yeah, not my type, but sure. What about it? Well, she's actually under an illusion. That's a drow over there. Oh, really? No shit. Well, should we go introduce ourselves? Wait, I don't know if that's oh shit, he's gone. And you hear the sound of moving tables and chairs as the voice goes forward, and then that's when it goes out.
No, Nolgrim will see if he could follow that voice, or if that's the end of the memory.
Give me another perception or investigation.
Just him or all of us?
Just him, because he's following it.
Okay.
Nolgrim, like a bloodhound, wandering through the empty bar.
Yep.
All right, guys. Remember, the last thing we want to do in here is split where did Nolgrim go?
Fergus, I'm going upstairs.
Bye, guys.
Nolgrim's sniffing that table.
You follow the where you think it would go, and you're able to kind of put the steps together. Teal Rolv at a different table in the center. You hear the sound, but not the sight of a mug being set down. And you hear young Calibur's voice again. So let me get this straight. You're from that drow city that I've read books about in the Underdark. A hushed female drow voice. Yes, I know. Just could you keep it down? There's some dwarves here, and I don't think they take it particularly kindly. The gnome voice that you believe is Ollie. Don't worry about it. But seriously, not many come up this far. What brings you out? I mean, unless you're here to enslave us, right? In which case, I would like to have you know I am very bad at manual labor. Calibur, it's true. He's just atrocious. She goes, no, I'm not enslaving anyone. I came up here because I wanted to see a little bit more of the rest of the world. My people are, of course, great, but not always the best to be the gnome. They're assholes. To put it crassly, yes. Can you hardly blame someone for wanting to see the rest of the world? Calibur? Not at all. That's what my good friend Oleander and here are doing. Going out, adventuring, seeing the world. You know, looting things, maybe stab a few people. Ollie, I like that last one especially myself. Welcome to join us if you want. That's a bit out of the blue, says the elf, but I suppose I'm Phirania. It's good to meet you both. And that's where the memory fades. I'll drop that name into chat for you if you'd like.
And Ollie, is that familiar?
The name is not familiar, no.
Okay.
Probably should check in with the gnome community. We haven't really talked to them yet.
But the picture we found did have what, a dwarf, a human wizard, the drow, and a gnome?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole checks out so far.
Mm-hmm.
What's the lifespan of a gnome? Like,
Pretty long, if I remember.
About the same as dwarves, a couple hundred
Okay.
years.
Okay.
There we go. Drop those in the chat.
All right.
Freya, you looking around, you don't find a memory or anything, but behind the bar you do see there's some stairs going into what looks like a basement, but there's water coming up from the door. And as you open the door a little bit, the water doesn't gush in, but it looks like this section is flooded. But the water with that high investigation seems familiar to you. Despite the lighting, there's that same kind of inky blackness of the sunless sea.
Oh, Christ.
And Fergus, with that 21, you go upstairs, but as you reach the top of the stairs, you find, rather than an upper floor, you find a trap door in the ceiling with a ladder leading to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything with that?
I mean, when in Rome, I'm at least gonna open it up and see what's like to peek my head in.
Mm-hmm. You open it up, you peek your head in, and you see you are in a hallway with occasional bookshelves. There's candles lighting here. There looks like there's a twisting staircase at the end of the hallway that goes up. And there is a slight shudder that goes through the floor as you hear a distant explosion of some sort.
Guys, I think I found him. Guys, anyone?
Would
But
we
yes.
be all right?
Yeah, you can all reconvene back in the center of the tavern.
Yeah.
How the hell did Fergus run up the stairs? I hear him yelling.
Like, so it looks like a study as I'm probably down on the bottom of the stairs at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a bunch of, I heard an explosion, like someone just firing spells. So there's a good chance that he's up there.
All right. I just heard the memory of how Caliber and Ollie met Pyrana the drow.
The fuck's an ollie?
It's when you kind of jump on your skateboard.
Shit.
Just a little bit.
That guy sounds sick.
Yeah, man. He can really shred.
Skateboarding's big in Corsiconia.
Thrum pulls out a baseball cap, turns it backwards, and kicks this away.
I mean, to be fair, if anyone had like half pipes, it would be the gnomes.
I wonder if you did if you tried to figure out the most basic possible skateboard to try to figure out the earliest in history skateboards could have come about.
Yeah, it's more about wheel size than anything else.
I mean, kind of like a sled, and then the evolution of a sled, a dog sled, just a normal sled, a cart, all that kind of stuff.
I'm just saying, no matter when it becomes possible, it's going to feel way too early.
Yeah.
I feel like there is technology that really didn't get tapped into enough. It could have been so much more. Like, it could have floated, hovered, if you will.
I imagine the skateboards, like, it's not even the fact of making the wheels for it. I think, sorry, getting sidetracked here. This is the last thing I say.
No problem.
It really, the development of that didn't come about, I think, until you had to have solid roads where you can actually do shit on. Because
Guys, this
random
conversation
surfaces,
sounds like the highest conversation we've ever had. Like,
I'm
we
not
all
even high
just
right now,
smoked
okay?
so much weed, we just went off on this random skateboarding tangent.
I named a character Oleander and Ollie for short, and that sparked an entire thing.
Yeah.
I'm done now. I just had to make a statement.
Oh man, I'm definitely
Listen,
putting that.
I'm too sober for this right now.
We've had, so this is the conversation that sounds like the most high. I'm going to put that up there with our conversation that's most stereotypical male, where we talked for 30 minutes about different urinals that we've used, which is the most stereotypical guy thing to talk about.
And
No, the most stereotypical guy thing to do is you ask about how their day doing, and they say fine, but it's like right after their grandparents' funeral or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How are you guys? Good. In the
Anyway.
background.
We apparently ascend the stairs to investigate the explosions.
What the fuck
let's
did he say?
go
Good?
to-
I think he did her in.
Well, let's go find out. The mystery continues.
To the Caliber cave.
All right, so you guys are going up the stairs.
Yep.
All right.
Guns drawn.
We have guns? I have guns.
So many guns, an excessive amount of guns, a compensation amount of guns.
Look at the map. We're here.
Mm-hmm. You're here.
The teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
Loki, you memorized it, right?
Nope, not this time.
Nope.
No, you guys
I
said
specifically said don't do it. God damn it.
what?
Loki, you bastard, how could you have succumbed to such an oversight? You could have at least consulted us first.
Well, hopefully you'll do better in the future.
So you all exit out through the trapdoor into this hallway. Freya's suit once again taking some finagling, but it's able to get through. It's not fast, so if you had to Scooby-Doo run from something, you'd have a problem. But other than that,
Zoinks.
jinkies. I don't know why every time that happens now, I always have that meme in my head of Fred says fuck.
Gold.
Like the old YouTube.
Yeah.
Creator Fred says fuck.
Yeah, it was just because someone edited the audio of the Scooby game where it's like, zoinks, jinkies, jeepers, and then they just have Fred in the end. They edit him. Fuck.
No, I was thinking of Fred from the fucking old school YouTube with the
Oh,
high pitched
God,
voice.
That guy, I don't even want to think about that anymore. He had a Nickelodeon show with John Cena.
You go back and look at the old jokes on the internet, and you're like, we were fucking monkeys. We were.
I stand
we
by
were
the
on it
fact.
all.
I stand by the fact that I didn't like it at the time.
I just googled the Fred says fuck, and it's just a 6-second clip of them going down the line
Yep.
of zoinks, yoinks, jinkies,
I was-
and then it's obviously a dub over, and he goes fuck.
Yep.
Just imagine
I don't
getting
know why
came
they
to a
don't-
full haircut, very high pitched thing. Fuck. Ugh.
All right, so we're not destined to get up these stairs.
No, you get it. You got up them.
Okay.
I just said it takes some finagling to get Freya in the suit through. I was just emphasizing that it is possible. It's just not fast. But you find your
Can her snake contort?
I mean, once again, it fits. That's not the problem.
I don't have a snake. What the fuck are you talking about?
Just
But you are in this wood floored. You're in a hallway currently, but this is clearly not like an endless hallway situation like before. You see a few doors. There's some occasional bookcases. You do see, actually, better yet, someone give me an investigation.
I'll do it. Investigation, advantage. Wow. Double threes.
Nulgrim, looking around, and Thrum, looking around, you do see in this hallway there is like a bulletin board up on the wall that has several pieces of paper nailed to it. One of them appears to be a class schedule written in common.
class schedule.
What classes are on it?
Damn it, I was no good at school.
You see introductory to transmutation. You see a intermediate arcana course.
This might be Proverbs academic years.
There is another explosion again, echoing from up the stairs at the end of the hall.
Shall we go?
It's like they're calling us.
Let's get him.
Follow the alarm bells, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You go up the spiral stairway, and you arrive at a circular room that seems like it's at the top of a tower. You see the rolling landscape, slightly foggy, of the lands of Avaland. You appear to be on some sort of structure mounted on a cliff face. This place is windows on all sides with a domed glass ceiling. The glass is scorched near the bottom, as there is several ruined and burned desks all about the space. Looks like it was a classroom that exploded fairly recently. You could still feel the warmth from the ashes. And as you all look around, much like the audiobook thing before, you hear a voice again. A deep, authoritative baritone going, "For the 10,000th time, young Master Caliburb, you cannot perform that high level of a conjuration within the current amount of spell components. I'm not very good at the voice, but imagine Caliber with a teenagery crack in his voice. Oh,
It's
jeez.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Professor. I just thought maybe it was possible to summon like a fire elemental that could do the fireball at the exact same time. No, none of that. You have been told 14 times before. You are fortunate that none of your classmates were destroyed in the blast. Only minor burns and several broken limbs that will need to be dealt out and subtracted from your already hefty tuition. Now cease embarrassing yourself, young man, and go down to the kitchen where you belong. But no buts. Much. You hear heavy shuffling footsteps go to the stairs. I swear, that young man will never amount to anything in magic. And ends there.
Do we recognize the teacher?
I
do
could have
not-
told you that was going to happen.
Well, I
what,
mean,
that he'll never amount to anything in magic. I feel like you're standing in the imperative evidence.
That's what I was saying. I
Mhm.
was saying that when that is exactly the kind of thing that you would expect.
Mhm.
I mean, he does have a point. I mean, it feels like from what we've seen so far, Caliber's whole craziness is a result of his own actions. So maybe he should have taken his teacher's ideas of, hey, maybe don't do stupid shit to heart a little bit more.
And maybe we'll find the reason for his insanity. I mean, do keep in mind that he's not the only one that got twisted thinking of Bendrak.
I think the only one we haven't met is the gnome guy, so he's either dead or crazy as the rest of them, maybe.
Considering these two, I think we should probably count ourselves lucky we haven't seen whatever that guy has become.
You're gonna have a mech fight against him someday, I'm sure of it.
God, we can only hope.
Not gonna lie, that would be cool.
I would even play a FPS game where I'm in the mech fight.
So what do you guys want to do from here?
Probably should try to find another path, because instead of going back the way we came, if we can. Otherwise, I think Freya found the basement being flooded, but that seems like a bad idea.
You could, because there was another direction in the hallway, so you could always go back downstairs. Or I'm not going to stop you from trying to punch out one of the windows and get out that way if you want to try.
But there's no other like doorways through here.
No, this appears to be like a top of a tower.
Gotcha. Would it be possible, like you said, there's like bookshelves and stuff in this room?
Not in the tower room, but if you go back down the spiral staircase, there is.
Yeah. If I go back down the spiral, I was just gonna try to look at some of the books and see. Honestly, his inner child's like, there must be a secret path behind one of these bookshelves. I'm just gonna start pulling books.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I just start grabbing books and start throwing them off the shelves. See what happens.
Yep. You go back down. You start just throwing books off the shelves. Are you even looking at them, or are you just pulling?
He would probably look at the first few, and then just start tossing after that if he's not interested in any of them.
Yeah. You know what? Let's handle it this way. Give me another D4.
3.
Something just occurred to me. How much information do you think is in this library?
Uh-oh, Freya's getting a knowledge boner.
Yep. Most of the books you see pull out here, the titles usually just don't mean anything to you when you're not really trained in Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple of them have covers in Draconic.
Casting
what-
Firebolt for Dummies. This is stupid.
What's the rest of you doing while Fergus is pulling all the books off these bookshelves?
Are there any other like doors or chambers or reading rooms or anything like that?
There does appear to be some stairs leading down at the opposite end of the hallway, and there is another side door opposite the bookcases that Fergus is rifling through.
What direction did Image Caliburb go?
He was up in that tower, so he just went down the stairs.
He was up in the okay.
Yeah.
But the only other direction would be down what you just described.
Yeah, or back through the trapdoor to the Lost Lamb Inn.
Must have gone this way.
As I finish pulling all the books off of one of the shelves.
The last book clicks and the bookshelf swings inward.
Fucking called it. Just kick the door open faster.
You stick your head in, and you remember that large room made of bookshelves with the clouds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there. That's where you are.
Am I still on the bottom, or like this is higher up or something?
You're still at the bottom.
Oh, shortcut. Well, keep in mind.
Just,
Out of curiosity, the book that made it click, I'm just going to look at the title of that one. See if there's anything.
yeah, one moment. It is Guide to Secret Passages.
Son of a bitch. Should have just read the books first.
Which way were you going there, from?
So I gotta point out the true sight is supposed to see hidden doors.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, you would have seen what
Sorry.
Fergus was doing there. I did not
I'll
know
hit
that
it.
about.
He pointed out right when I pulled the last book off and it clicks.
Yep.
They're grumpy.
Here it is.
Sorry to be that guy tonight. Before we continue on, I think I need to leave for the night.
Yeah, that's very fair.
I have some stuff I have to take care of right now before I go to
Mm.
bed.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
I was very proud of that.
I like the Skybrary.
Skyberry RP. Skyberry RP.
Yeah.
God, the hidden doors in the Skybrary.
We can call it here for now, and you can continue exploring next time if you wish.
They've gotten too high. They're talking about hidden doors and a Skyberry.
So was the smoke in the Skybrary.
Mm.
Anyway, you guys have a good night. I have to run.
Have a good night.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
Another successful game.